Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat from the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the facade. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we break the fan base, hit the links, Anthony Mace. We drink the logo when there's airspace that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. Infinity Dexter's on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Salute everyone. What's going on? Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. We in the building. Divine, Shaw, KJ events. We here to talk about some Knicks off-season stuff that's going on, man. Continue the process. But first and foremost, let me bring in my partners in crime, man. Shaw Powers, what's good?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute, KJ. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
KJ events. What's going on, my brother?
Divine and Shaw, salute. Shout out to our cousins out there in Knicks Real Talk family. Salute to you all. Let's get into it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Here he is, man. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. You know, the bosses in the front office, the New York Knicks Codify. And what we mean by that is our guys up in the front office, man, making some moves to get the team better, put them in a better situation. So that's why the stream is called The Bosses in the Front Office, New York Knicks to Codify. And I think that's what they're doing right now. They codifying that lineup, man. Codifying the director about to get it popping. I like what I'm seeing down there. I like the acquisition of Jalen Brunson. I think that's going to be special for us. Signing our players back, Mitch coming back, big thing for us, man. So, you know, Borden Harkenstein, obviously, man, good stretch five, play defense. So that's going to be nice to see. Sign Jericho Simmons to a three-year deal. So they just doing it, you know what I mean, bringing their two-way players in tomorrow. Summer League, obviously, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be in Summer League, 5 o'clock, guys. Golden State Warriors, Knicks Summer League. So y'all get to see the young boys get out there and do their thing. So we're looking forward to that. But other than that, man, this Jalen Brunson thing is popping off. Shaw Powell and KJ, trying to wait to see which way they're going to go with that thing, whether it's through sign and trade, whether just outright let them go against the cap. They got some things they could do, but it all depends on what Dallas want to do, basically, because of the tampering situation, alleged tampering thing. You don't know how they feeling on that side. Do they want to add something to the roster, or just take just don't worry about the cap at all? So Shaw Powell, I think for the Knicks, it's a good move, man. He hasn't been signed yet, due to the fact of that situation. But hopefully that's one of the main things that we're going to get through this year is Jalen Brunson being the point guard of the New York Knicks, man. And I'm going to break all that down, show you a video of the lineup that I think might be in the starting lineup for the New York Knicks. I'll drop that later on in the show. We talk about it, man. But Shaw Powell, I'm excited about that. See what they're going to do with the Jalen Brunson thing.
Well, I think one thing today is the day that they signed everybody. This is yesterday. I'm sorry, on my birthday, July 6th was the day that they signed the contract and stuff, and it still hasn't been signed yet. So I believe that the Knicks and the Mavericks are trying to work out some type of sign and trade, and the name that's out there is Evan Fournier. I believe they're probably going, if they work everything out, the trade will probably be Evan Fournier and maybe 1 or 2 second-round picks to go to the Mavericks, and split the salary. Split the cap, and we bring them in here and still have a little bit of money to spend.
Yeah, real talk. I think to the chat, man. So everybody in the chat, y'all. Let me get one thing out the way to my brother Shaw Powers. Y'all know that born day was yesterday, and have to be later to my brother, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, keep moving forward. We got many more. So we, salute to you, Shaw Powers. Real talk, man. That's a beautiful thing. Live another year, man. And so we here. But yeah, man, KJ, man. I'm liking the Brunson thing, the sign and trade situation. Like Dylan said, salute to my man Dylan Rodriguez. He's a Mad fan. Appreciate you always coming in, Dylan, showing us some support, man. But one way or the other, they get resolved. Like I said, all depends, KJ. If Dallas Mavericks want to take on a salary or just say, you know what, don't do it at all. Let Brunson sign with the Knicks. He go against the cap hit, and Dallas Mavericks save the money, and they can go somewhere else. So it's kind of like in between. But I could see them taking one of the guys we got that like a Fournier make a difference there to me. You know what I mean? I know they got Tim Hardaway Jr., but you had him with Dinwiddie and all these guys. I think, he played well there. Obviously, so it got to be something. I hope they don't have to give up Cam or nothing like that, though.
First and foremost, happy birthday to the brother Shop Howard. Salute to him. Happy belated birthday, first and foremost. And to your point and to your question, Divine, it wasn't business as usual in this go around with Dallas and the Knicks. They've been trading partners for years.
Correct.
This time, something happened. However, I do believe that there will be a sign and trade because right now, with the way the roster is constricted together, there's no way everybody's gonna get playing time. So you gotta believe that there is gonna be a sign and trade, and maybe the Mavs are salty because they didn't get a chance to say, you know what, this is who we want if we're gonna give you this guy in a sign and trade. So that's all of what it. That's what it is. Spoiled tomatoes. They a little upset. They're a little bitter, but I think all sides will prevail because they've been doing business for years together. So it's just water under the table, doing what they got to do. We got our player that we wanted. So it's just too much going on. Signing trade is going to happen. Evan Fournier will go to them, I believe, because right now it's too clogged up. And I've been thinking about this the past couple of days. If we keep this, this is the Knicks roster right now, and we have Evan Fournier and Obi Toppin on this team right now, somebody's not going to play a lot. With these new guys that's coming in, either Obi's not going to play a lot, even Evan Fournier's not going to play a lot. And again, it's a lot of money out there on that bench. So it's like it's too much money to be out there if that was the case. So I just believe that it's going to be a sign of trade going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. And Will made a great point because Dallas is over the cap. So who they going to spend money on? You know what I mean? Unless they would wheel and deal some way. So to be able to bring in a talent like Fournier or whoever the Knicks may give to him or trade with him, whatever they may be. Hope it's not Cam Reddish like that. But if it's Fournier, that helps Dallas. That's a good look. You know what I mean? Evan Fournier can shoot him with the best of them, and the way Luka Doncic passes the basketball. I mean, he could do it like Reggie Bullock do it. You know what I mean? So it'll help him. I think it'll make him just, obviously he's not Jalen Brunson from a point guard, but I think it helps them well because Jalen Brunson couldn't play the point guard like he wanted to due to Luka Doncic being a primary ball handler. But now you got a guy Fournier who don't need the ball, and Luka's a triple double waiting to happen. So I think all around it'll work for him if they get Fournier out there, and it helps us out a great deal too. Because now I think you got Quickly and Grind at that two spot so far to me anyway. Quickly and Grind are taking care of that two spot, and then Cam Reddish backing up RJ. Obi gonna have to back up obviously Randall, but he still had to find a way to get his minutes increased though. But I still think that's a pretty solid team down there. I like it. I like the Jalen Brunson acquisition once it finally get done. But I think a sign and trade will work out for both teams. I think it'll work out for the Knicks, and I think a sign and trade will work out for the Dallas Mavericks. So you forget all that stuff that with that tampering nonsense because like I said, these guys go back, man. You know what I mean? Jalen Brunson, regardless of what they may think about it, they go back to Chicago. When he was in high school, Derrick Rose, kind of being a fellow, and I'm actually Elton Lee, the professor in the chat, probably can attest to that because he's a Chicago native. He understands how Jalen Brunson and Derrick Rose and Tom Thibodeau and Rick Brunson them got down back in the day because that's just the roots. So and then knowing that what's his name, Shop Powers, Kenny Payne left to go to Louisville, we had an open position in the coaching ranks, and we say, you know what, the Knicks have to go get my man. Hey, so this son gonna be here or not? But then I don't think it had anything to do with that, though. I just think that's the family tie that the Knicks is building in that organization. And I said, we're gonna take care of family, and I think that's all it is. So I think the Jalen Brunson thing was nice, and I'm happy with it, man. But I think them in Dallas need to make that sign and trade for Fournier. I think that'll do well for both teams. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we've been for a couple of years, for the last couple of years, we've been trying to get the father Brunson in here to be somewhat of a coach. He was doing some things, I think, in high school basketball, and he finally got the chance now that Payne has moved on to his home. Is it his alma mater? I'm not exactly sure, but to
Louisville, yeah.
Louisville. So I'm happy that he's here, and however it works out, if they want to, say, I hope that the Mavs are willing to just go ahead and finish this sign and trade and stop playing around, man. Let's get this thing going. I believe Fournier would be a great fit over there with them. And if you want to sweeten the deal, they may want to mock us with 1 second-round pick. So give them 2 second-round picks. Give them Fournier 2 second-round picks, and we'll bring Brunson over here and make the deal finalized. You know what I mean? Let's get this thing done.
On the other way, KJ, let me ask you guys a question. But this is a sign and trade, so you can't. So with that, I think even if they were to take Fournier and they find another deal for Fournier, I don't know if you can do a 3-team trade when it comes to a sign and trade, but if you can, then that don't mean necessarily that Fournier got to stay in Dallas. He's going to have to go through there to go for Dallas to trade him to somewhere else, and that's what it may wind up being. So I don't think it's a bad situation the way around for Dallas. If you don't want to keep Fournier, find another team. Maybe that might be willing to take on his contract and see how it happens, things of that nature.
I mean, we can give rights to Rokas because, again, we got a guy over there, but can we really see Rokas on this team with the acquisition of Kills and Montero now with the McBride? There's no room for him. So you give him rights to a guy like that. It's a lot of things that this can do because they acquire so many assets within the last couple of years. So, again, it's one of those things we talked about a clog jam now. We lose Fournier because I believe that we all believe Fournier is leaving this team. You can pull a guy like Grimes up or Cam Reddish in that starting lineup now. Then they talked about two-way. This guy Kills now. We haven't seen him, but we signed a guy to a two-way contract today. And if you signed a guy to a two-way contract that quick, that means this guy must have some heavy upside. They seen something in this guy already that he may be able to crack the rotation if he is what he is. That's tomorrow, and in a couple more days we'll find out exactly what type of player Kills is. But I don't see room for Fournier on this team. I was thinking about this too, even with a Julius Randle on his team. Again, we talked about this before. We never seen Julius Randle with a true point guard. So Julius Randle's game may open up in a different light now. He doesn't have to handle the ball so many times, which then again, he doesn't have to be in the game for so long, which is then going to save his energy when we really need him. So again, we're preserving guys to bring more guys up here. So again, I like the direction we're going, and I'm going to be patient with him. I want to see how this team is going to look with a true point guard, and then we can really assess how this team can, because there's going to be no more. Now we got a true point guard. Nobody should say nothing now. The Knicks start off whatever their record is going to be. It should be no problems with the Knicks because we have a true point guard.
Yeah, Elton Lee, great point. I don't have a problem with that right there neither. Depending on, I think that's going to take somebody to get moved though. You put RJ back at the 2. Knicks can go many ways. They can go if they think Cam Reddish is that guy, he can do the 3. If they think Obi's that guy, he can do the 3. You know what I mean? But I do think they got some good options. But then you got Grimes and quickly like that 2. That's why I think the Knicks might be reluctant to move RJ to the 2 because of Grimes and quickly. You know what I mean? Because if you just hypothetically keep Derrick Rose and Jalen Brunson, it's going to be quickly a Grimes to me at that 1 or 2. But at the same time, I do like RJ, Cam, Brunson, Randall and Mitch. I don't have a problem with that neither. But they deep though. They deep, and that's a good thing about it, man. And we will get into that. Let's look at the Knicks starting lineup. We get back on the other side. We talk about it. Just to me, here goes some of the notable starting guys that could be in the starting lineup for the Knicks this year. So let's see how these guys going to do them, and y'all check them out, and we get back at it. There you go, right there, point guard. Game 10. Knicks real talk, man. Yo, so that's the starter lineup to me, man. That's them the guys that I think going to be in that rotation, and I like what I see there, man. Like I said, Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson at the point guard, shot powers. You know, if Julius Randle can come back with the right state of mind, you still got a nice team. You know what I mean? I think that Mitch signing was huge. So you go back with the same team. The only thing you're doing, you just need to switch up your backcourt. Now you put Jalen Brunson in there, took out Alex Burks. Now if you can get that dog in there to take out Evan Fournier, then you got your team is solid right there. Not, you know what I mean? Take out Evan Fournier and put a better defender, better shooter. I like Grimes. I think he can handle the job pretty well. Or like Elton Lee said, you can move RJ back to the 2, Cam Reddish at the 3. You got options in New York, man. And I'm excited about this thing, man. And we got a bunch of good players down here, so we'll see.
Yeah, the bump in the road, the speed bump in the road is Evan Fournier right now. If Evan's not being in the front, if he's not in the starting unit, then where is he going to really fit into the second unit? You know what I mean? Then it's going to be it all depends on how we start. I believe it's going to be Brunson and Grimes with RJ at the top. So in the second unit, now we have a conundrum right now. We have to wonder who we're going to play. Is it going to be Evan Fournier or is it going to be Cam Reddish in that small forward position? Because I believe it's going to be Rose and IQ in the backcourt. Who's going to be that 3? Is it going to be Cam Reddish or is it going to be or we can't put Cam at 4 because of Obi? So it's a log jam, man, and we got to really figure out what we're going to do with Fournier, because I don't know where Fournier fits right now, especially if the way we're looking to move forward with this young aspect of these new New York Knicks. You know what I mean? If Fournier is in that second unit, there's no time for Cam Reddish. And if Fournier's in the starting unit, then there's no minutes for Cam Reddish again in the second unit. And you know, so that's one thing that they're gonna have to try to figure out, and I hope they come to some type of conclusion about it, because with Fournier on the team is going to displace everybody on the lineup, and we're not going to see the man out with Fournier still being here is going to be Cam Reddish.
Yeah. And one thing I gotta salute, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody up in the chat. Real talk, man. Appreciate y'all getting in here, man, with us, man. We just talking this Knicks stuff tonight, man. You know, we got some things to talk about. We keep going in the segment. What I do like, KJ, real talk, is that if we move Fournier, we made up for the mistake last year. We made up for the mistake of taking Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. Then we replaced them 2 this year with Jalen Brunson, a healthy young man, 25 years, can get it. And we bring in somebody to replace Fournier who probably can score like he can score, but play a better defense. So if you can upgrade that backcourt, and here's the thing, and I don't even want to put this out there and have it feel like that, but you still got to look at the Donovan Mitchell thing. You know what I mean? Utah, there might not be nothing going on now, but who to say that they don't? You know, Knicks is one of the few teams who can make it happen with them. They got the picks, they got the talent. So you know, can you imagine just hypothetically if you upgraded your backcourt from Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier to Jalen Brunson and
Grimes.
Yeah, but they had Grimes back there special too, him and Quickly.
Right. And also think about it, guys and ladies in the chat. We won 37 games with a backcourt of Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker.
Facts.
where we wasn't that far off from the play in and playoffs. Again, free throws, a little bit more free throws, and no D Rose and Noel all year. I mean, we wasn't that far off. So again, imagine a lineup like that with a Brunson, a true point guard. To me, you need that guard in there. Even if you got Evan Fournier, I think the true point guard offsets everything because a true point guard. Look what Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier cracked the record for us for 3-pointers. So imagine if we would have had Brunson last year with the Evan Fournier. It's safe to say that possibly we may have got the 8th or 7th or 8th seed because Kemba Walker just wasn't there. Now I'm happy that this may come to true fruition as far as Evan Fournier moving, but to me, you need a guy like Grimes fits what we need. He can play defense and he can shoot, and he only gonna get better. Now, my thing is, Devon and Sha, you talked about this early in the year, Devon, about moving Obi Toppin to the 3. Now, the only way to me, if Obi Toppin get more playing time, if we were to move him to the 3-pointer, if Evan Fournier still's on this team, because then again, what was the main thing that we needed? We needed a wing defender. And to me, I think Obi Toppin done worked on different parts of his game this summer. His handling, making more plays from the facing the rim instead of behind the rim. He got the jumps. He could jump all he wants. But to me, moving Obi Toppin to the 3, it opens up more things for us because the way we want to play. Even for the second unit, Sean Devon, I was thinking about it. We may go with a 3-guard set with the IQ, McBride, and D Rose, with a Hardenstein, and then maybe a Toppin, and then you could throw in a Cam Reddish. You could play with this lineup. So to me, I always think about the second unit is not always going to play together. If you look at the rotations, somebody might come in 5, 6, 7 if foul trouble. But I want to know what team is going to be there when it's all said and done. Because he went with IQ a lot. He went with IQ a whole lot at the point guard position when it was all said and we needed somebody. So to me, it's a lot of different lineups that we can go with this team. And I'm just interested to see what's going to be that lineup going forward. But I think Evan Fournier is out of here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Knicks is very versatile. They're a very versatile team. They were versatile last year, because they wasn't healthy, but they have a very versatile team. They got both. A lot of their players can play multiple positions. Now that's good because you know with Cam Reddish and Obi Toppin. I mean, man, listen. You know, if you move Fournier, and then I just think that opens it up for this guy because he gets to do what he do, and you can have Cam Reddish backing up Obi Toppin at the 3. Or if they both in the game at one time. I just think that they got a nice mix there of athleticism. Obi Toppin will break out this year, mark my word. You know, I want to see him and quickly remain together because I think they master each other's game so much. It just makes sense. He knows this cat gonna go out on a break, get eight easy fast break points. He's a live threat. He's getting better. I mean, I think the Knicks gonna be a really good team this year. I think they're gonna be up north of 45 to me. I think this team is going to be pretty good because I think they've got some good talent down there. And you look at what's going on in the NBA now. You don't know how to, like I said, the Nets going to pan out. You don't know how that's going to break. You don't know how a lot of these teams are going to break. With this Kevin Durant thing out there, everybody's up in the air about what's going to happen. You just never know, you know. And but I think we're going to be ready to roll though, as we'll see how it go. Shot Powell's going to come around, but tomorrow Summer League start. I'm excited about that tomorrow. Salute, New York. Salute to the chat, everybody, man. New York Knicks. I'm in Knicks. We'll talk. We in the building. Shaw, Devon, KJ, he's talking Knicks, man. You know, going over this Codify thing, man. The Knicks turned this thing around, brought some players in here. Once everything get finalized, and you see the Knicks have a press conference, and you see Jalen Brunson there with Hartenstein. And mention them because they signed them. And then after that, man, you know, it's time to get the ball rolling, you know. And now let this team get it, you know, finish doing what they're doing for the rest of the year. Then get ready to go to a training camp, try to build this chemistry, this camaraderie together. And the good thing about it, you still got a lot of guys there who was there last year that helps. So the only thing you're really doing is taking out Noel and Kemba and Burks. You're bringing in Hartenstein and so far Jalen Brunson so far. So I mean, it's still the chemistry and commodity, the continuity should be there because they familiar with each other. We just got to get Jalen Brunson acclimated and get Hartenstein acclimated, and then after that, the Knicks just go out and do their thing because everybody else was there already. So far, I think it's pretty good that they did it that way, Shot Powers, because it makes going into training camp a lot easier because you kind of know the guys that you're going in there with already.
Yeah, I want to get a little bit off topic. Did y'all guys see that trade package for for KD to the Wolves.
Yeah.
My
That's
God,
crazy.
my God, man, what are we doing, man? Really? Anyway, I just wanted to say, since we was talking about trades and stuff like that, what a my God, I blew my mind. Anyway, um, I just I'm just being hopeful for this team this year. The team I think is going to be a little bit better than they were last year. The team has played last year together pretty much the whole season and stuff like that. A lot of the players are back from last year. They're already out in Terrytown and shooting out and playing together, working out and doing push-ups and pull-ups and all these other things in the training camp and stuff like that. We're going to have a fresh Mitchell Robinson this year, coming straight from Terrytown, playing. Maybe come up with one or two new moves. Hopefully, he just advances his free throws. That will make a big difference for him, just to advance his free throws. I think with Brunson on the team, I think he's gonna acclimate to all these guys to put them in the spots where they need to be. And I think this team is really going to go. The biggest thing right now that we are looking at is what are we going to do with Evan Fournier? So that's the next shoe to drop. So let's see what happens with that, man. And there's also some other moves there. There's some scammerings about D Rose out there. That there's a couple of trade moves for him, and we still got Ryan Chinook. I always mess this guy's name up. We could take him off the contract and submit Taj Gibson. There's some chatter about Taj Gibson out there too. I don't know if he wants to leave New York, but if we can renounce his rights or whatever, the money that he has, that $5 million, and make it into like a minimum salary or something like that, we still could be playing with a little bit of cash on the books and stuff. So let's see what happens. Everything the biggest thing that's holding us up right now is to find out, are we signing Jalen Brunson outright, or are we going to do this sign and trade and move Evan Fournier to the Mavs? That's the biggest thing on the hangnail right now.
Yeah, hey, KJ, I'm gonna tell you something. If they get to do that Fournier thing, I think that this offseason was very successful. You brought in Jalen Brunson, Hartenstein, you got rid of Evan Fournier. I'm good. Right. I think that was successful. You know what I mean? And you signed your players back. You know what I mean? And you signed your players back. The ones that you needed to bring back, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims. You know what I mean? That was right. And eventually we deal with RJ when they get here, but I think that was a good move by the Knicks offseason so far, man. Boston in the front office for real.
Right. Well, they recognized the mistake. They heard us fans on Nick Real Talk Network, and they're fixing the problem. Now, my thing is, I think a big loss would be Taj Gibson, and I'm not saying even playing it, but I think his voice with the younger players, you need a mentor on that team. And what I'm thinking the Knicks may do is he has a non-guaranteed contract. Mm-hmm. They may just say, you know what, we'll waive his rights, whatever, and bring him back as a coach. We cannot lose Taj Gibson. I mean, Taj still wants to play, but I think the connection he has with Tom Thibodeau, I think Tib is the only one that can convince him. Now, I think D Rose still has some legs now, and Taj Gibson still can make a team better. But I like Taj Gibson for this New York team, being from New York, and I think he got us for the take to be in the locker room with those young guys. So keep Taj as a coach, bring him back as a coach, but it opens more things up. And I think we are going to lose D Rose because, again, we know what D Rose is for this team. We know that when he came from Detroit 2 years ago, he was one of the main reasons why we made the playoffs. He helped us out. But I think it's a logjam. And the reason why I think it's a logjam at the point guard position, because we have another young man in there, Montero. He's my sleeper. He's my sleeper to make this team a two-way contract. The man can pass. He's a true point guard. And I believe that he has a chance to really, really compete. That's who I'm picking as my sleeper, guys, is Montero. I like everybody like Nils, but this young man Montero, I'm telling you, look at the tape and look at the point guard tape. Don't worry about the points. Just look at the point guard position of him. He's nice.
Yeah. Hey, Roll Dan 78. I appreciate you. Welcome aboard to the family, my brother. Real talk. Appreciate you getting in here, man, with us, man. Thank you for subscribing. Everybody run them up with the thumbs up. Roll Don 78. Salute, my brother. Thanks for coming in, man. Real talk. But yeah, man, you know what? Right now the Knicks is kind of fulled out with their two-way contract, though. They got Ferry and Hunt, and they just gave one to Keels. So they don't even have no more two-way contracts. But I think that unless he moves, he's a talent, man. I hate to see him lose Montero, but you know what? We had to see what he do when he get up against the big boys up in here. You know what I mean? Because you know once they get in here in training camp, it's gonna be if he's that nice, he's gonna go in there and beat them boys out. You know what I mean? And I think he will. I think he's a skillful dude. But you're right for the Derrick Rose thing. I'm 50-50 with that. For me, as a Knicks fan, I think him, when you talk about competing against some of the better teams in the league, the top dogs, you need guys like Derrick Rose in that lineup. Because when you go up against the Bostons and the Steph Currys, you need a dude like Derrick Rose. So it's kind of tough for me, but I understand when they get the cap space and with, you know, and maybe for him to go out there and chase a ring or go somewhere. I love to see him go to Milwaukee, right close to Chicago where his home is at. Maybe he can get with Giannis and them and then come out of the East between them and Boston Celtics. And all depends what the Philly do, Joel Embiid and all the guys. But I think Derrick Rose is a win. It's a win-win no matter what. It's a win if we keep him. It's a win if we lose him. But I would love to see him to back up Jalen Brunson. That would pretty be hard to deal with. I don't care what team you're on in the NBA. You got Derrick Rose coming off the bench backing up Jalen Brunson. You still got a handful. You know, because and we got a lot of young talent, but they ready for some of these spots. I think they will be. But because they didn't move Julius Randle, it looked like they're going to be one of them type of teams who want to playoff contend. I would love to keep Derrick Rose on the Knicks just to back up Jalen Brunson because they kept Julius Randle and they look like they want to try to build something to go to the playoffs. But if it was like a rebuild, then I would send them out. But either way it goes, I mean, Malcolm McBride got a lot to prove when he, coming into training camp. He's going to be in Summer League tomorrow, getting a popping down there against Golden State. But, we got a deep team. They deep. They filled at every position. And, we just got to see how the Knicks going to do it. But it's going to be fun. Open competition. You go up in there and you battle. Okay, when you get in training camp, they need to be coming at each other's job. Because if they don't, then Ted's going to think something wrong with you cats. So, but I like that. Todd Gibson will come back probably on a $2 million deal. But it looked like to me they gave at that $5.7 million they had left with cap-wise, they probably said, we give Jericho $2 million a year. They probably renounce Todd and then give him maybe $2 or $3 million. You know what I mean? And let him coach, let him play a couple more years, and then he go to the coaching booth. Because, like I said, one thing about the NBA, you deal with injuries. And when Noel went down, when Robinson wasn't at his best, Todd Gibson came in there, shot 64% from the corner 3-point, strong body down there, a lot of experience, KJ. So if they let him go, I don't think he's ready to walk into coaching because he got some offers from other teams. There's a lot of other teams interested in him. So I don't think that he would literally walk away from the game knowing that there's other teams who really look to sign him. So with the Knicks, I think the Knicks going to renounce him and just bring him back for maybe $3 million less than they got. Even if it's $2 million, he just want to be a coach. He want to stay in New York, and I think that's what the Knicks will do. So hopefully, and I like Todd. Man, Todd's the warrior. And we need cats like that in the playoffs. You know what I mean? When they trying to bang against somebody, because in the playoffs, man, like you said last year, real quick, and I pass it to you. You didn't see no young guys playing in they don't play in the playoffs. You didn't, much of we talking about Tibbs don't play the young guys. You didn't see Kuminga playing in the finals, and you didn't see Moody playing. You didn't see Leland playing. Dwan for them cats, even on Boston. You didn't see the Naismiths and all them. When you get to that level of competition, you playing in the playoffs. They want their guys who know how to play, been there, know how to do it, and that's why I think the reason why they bring these Todds and Derrick Rose might be back. But there's another name out there floating that, do speculation and actual Melo and James Dolan haven't been at the same restaurant. But you know what it is? But you know what? Now why I understand that? Because Melo got a decision made. Are you going to retire Nick or are you going to retire Denver Nugget? But do you want to come back to have your last final tour in New York, whatever? I think James Dolan do that for Carmelo Anthony because I think he respects him that much that he was willing to give up his whole franchise to get him here. And one thing about Dolan, he don't forget the people who played for him, especially guys like Melo, because so I think they probably had that situation where, and they was in California, so maybe it could have been Leon Rose, that was Carmelo Anthony's agent. He could have said, listen, while you out there with Dolan in New York, Dolan, you and Carmelo talk because you out there in California with him. Y'all get together and then let me know, and I'll tell you what. That's why I said they gave my man they might give Melo $2 million a year to come back for a couple of years. He don't need the money. You know what I mean? So it's possible. Shop House. We'll see how it go, man. But Knicks got a lot of direction they can go with this. But I think they just got to get rid of Fournier, like we said. I think that'd be it.
Yeah, Fournier is the biggest move right now to just to free up that gap space between Grimes and Cam Reddish. Um, I also seen the video of Melo and Dolan coming out of the same restaurant together and stuff like that. And I do like Melo. I really do like Melo. But I just don't know. I don't know if I want Melo back, man. I would if it was maybe for the 1 year and this is his farewell tour or whatever you want to call it, his last season here. I just think that's gonna make a log jam at the power forward position. And then you got to look at, is it gonna be Randall, Melo, or Obi? You know what I mean? Those three guys really gonna have to battle it out. And I think being a veteran, I think Melo's gonna, Melo is his last year. He's gonna try to come out. He's gonna try to put that three to the dome. It'll be hard. It'll be hard to see him back here and see less minutes from Obi Toppin.
You're right.
I believe.
Hey, Devonish, I want to stay there with the Melo. Like and I love Melo, man. I think he's great for New York. But we talk about defense, right? Melo was 38, right? 37, 38 years old.
Yeah, he's like 38.
With the defense, do we think, the question is, do we think Melo fits this team? I mean, I know it's a feel-good story, but again, I want to feel good and win too at the same time. And bringing Melo back with this chemistry of the team, I just don't know how. I don't see it. I don't know where he could fit in this lineup. Yeah, he could knock down 3-pointers, but so can Evan Fournier. So it's one of them things. Like, all right, we got to be careful what we wait for, which we wish for. But if we bring Melo back, we all know on this panel that some way Dolan and Tibbs are going to find a way for Melo, and World Wide West and Leon Rose are going to find a way for him to get in that rotation. Then that could be a whole nother thing.
Real quick, I agree with you. This is what it's about. If Melo go in training camp and bust them boys' butt, he's supposed to play in front of them. You know what I mean? He the better player. Listen, if Melo going to training camp, everybody in training camp, and you fighting for positions, and Melo make that team better, then you know what? The cat that he beat out, you wasn't good enough to. If the Knicks is better with Melo than anybody else, why wouldn't you take Melo? Melo better than Todd Gibson. Melo averaged 13 a game last year for the Lakers.
You're right.
I'm telling you now, there's not nobody on the Knicks, nobody in that whole team when you get in the playoffs would not fold like Melo will. It's nobody on that 15-man roster, to me personally, that if the Knicks make the playoff, who on that roster can handle the pressure like Carmelo Anthony can? None of them.
Right.
But what I'm saying, let me out real quick. I'd rather keep, like he said, I'd rather keep Melo than Taj. Because listen, what happens if somebody goes down? See, we got to understand, it's not, to me, Melo earned the right to come here. We can't wait 2 years from now. Melo earned the right to come to New York and retire as a Knick. We can't wait 3 years from now. He might not be here, but I don't have a problem with him on the team because what he could do with a basketball. It's not too many guys on our team last year scored 13 a game. He did what Fournier did last year. And he did it on a regular basis. But my thing is, obviously they would have to wheel and deal people. Like, you might have to get rid of Fournier. You might have to get rid of Derrick Rose. You don't have to really say he can come in and take nobody's spot. But if you move Derrick Rose and you move whoever. So now you do got a chance for him to get in the rotation. Long as Tibbs is interchangeable. But I think Carmelo Anthony should retire Knick. And what better way to do it for $2 million? Like I said, he don't have to come in here and take nobody minutes. Melo know who he is. But at the same time, if you can't beat him out, then you shouldn't play. That's all it is to me. Competition. If you can't beat Melo out, then you shouldn't be playing in front of him. I don't have a problem. You want the best man on the court. Melo coming out in that thing of busting boys' butt and they can't stop him and nothing like that. Then you know what Tibbs gonna be? Okay, y'all let this man get y'all spot, whatever. That's how I look at it, Shop Out. I think it's the right thing to do, just due to the fact out of respect for him, what he meant for this organization. And look at Udonis Haslem over there, and like a prime example. Udonis Haslem he meant so much to that franchise that he's there when he don't even got to play. His presence. Melo probably want to be in New York close to his son Cayenne now. If he's not chasing a ring now, and if he's chasing a ring, you send him somewhere else. But let's say he want to come back and be in New York. His son's starting to grow up. He trying to get it popping. He about to go into college or high school. I don't have a problem with Melo on the Knicks. I think Melo's better than a lot of cats on the Knicks. That's all to it. I mean, the cat, LA had a bad year. He was one of the few guys that LA had a good year last year. So I think you got to just see how it goes, man. Bring him back, go into training camp. If Obi Toppin can't beat out Melo, or if this person can't beat out Melo, then you know what? You shouldn't play. Basically, I think it's competition. So I think it'd be good for his shot powers. But if not, a lot of people won't take him. That's fine. I'm good either way with him or without him. But just out of respect, I would bring Melo back, because he's a Knick, man. That cat still got game, and you just want to be a part of this thing. I think it'd be cool. I don't have no problem with it. I think he ain't gonna take nobody's spot. Tibbs ain't gonna give him. Tibbs will not give Melo somebody's spot if Melo don't beat them out. That ain't Coach Tibbs. If you don't beat this man out, then you ain't playing. But I think Melo make the Knicks better though.
I'm with you on Melo coming if we move on from Taj and D Rose.
Right.
If we move on from D Rose and we move on from Taj, I would love to have Melo here, to coach these guys up, because there would be no better teacher for Cam Reddish, Grimes, Obi Toppin than a Carmelo Anthony. No better teacher than him. He's still playing basketball. He's still playing basketball efficiently and effectively. Yes, if we could get off of Taj and Rose, I would welcome Melo back. But if we keep Rose, I don't know. I mean, if he's coming back on a $2 million contract and he gets spot minutes here and there, or if somebody goes down and stuff like that, I'm wholeheartedly with that as well. You know what I mean? But I believe, me personally, Melo come here, Melo gonna be sliding in for 7 to 12 minutes every night. Easy. He's a good player, man, like you said, and the person that's gonna suffer from that, it's not gonna be Julius Randle. It definitely ain't gonna be Julius Randle. I think it's gonna be Obi Toppin, unless Obi can come up to be a somewhat of a three, like you talk about, Divine. I can see that happening as well.
Yeah, right. And not only that, real quick, they not pass to you. That they can also trade somebody. Like, let's just say you said, even though it's Todd Gibson and Derrick Rose, who's to say that one of them cats might not get moved? Because I do believe if you move Fournier, right, and let's just hypothetically, you slide RJ down to the two, am I right? Am I saying right? RJ to the
right.
two. So now you got Cam Reddish. You either got Cam Reddish starting at the three. You can move Obi over, and you can put Melo right there. So either way it go, he could play the 3 and 4 for the. If you move Fournier, you already in Derrick Rose. All you doing is moving RJ Barrett back to his natural position. Even if you want to start Cam in front of Melo, and you could put Melo at the 3 or the 4 with Obi Toppin. So nobody's losing minutes. It's just got to get rid of 2 players. I think Melo is better than Todd Gibson and Derrick Rose right now in the stage of their careers. So I wouldn't be willing to move Fournier, Todd Gibson, and Derrick Rose just because you get the salary to put Melo on that team. Melo can play better than all them dudes. He still get buckets. He's averaged 13 a game last year, 13.9, almost 14 a game. So I take Melo over Todd Gibson and Evan Fournier any day, all day, because I just think he that nice, and I think he can help this team. He's the type of let me say it real quick. He's the type of veterans we need. We didn't need an Evan Fournier type of veteran, a 10-year type veteran, giving them that much money with them young guys. That's why I take Melo for $2 million opposed to a Fournier for $18 million. Because he's gonna give you the same number that Evan Fournier gave you last year. What did Evan Fournier do that Carmelo Anthony didn't do last year? They both averaged 14 a game. So, and Melo made $2 million. He making $2 million. His cat making 18. It can affect the game in more ways than Evan Fournier can. He can rebound. He might not be a great defender. Neither is Evan Fournier. But what Melo can do, he got more post moves. He's a better scorer. In all phases, he's better than Fournier and Todd Gibson. So you got to bring him back. He ain't coming back just for no tour. Carmelo Anthony can help the Knicks win. He can help us win because he's that good. So I take him over to Fournier and them cats in a heartbeat. And you still won't lose a rotation minutes because you just got to move some people. And that's the reason I brought it up. You move somebody, put Melo, and Melo need to be here in the playoffs. Because when we get the playoffs, you need guys like Melo who can go in there and get it. You can't have these cats in the playoffs getting bounced in the first round because they ain't really that thorough. I think Melo helps his team. He's Todd Gibson with more production. KJ, that's why I said the reason why I think they're going to entertain bringing him back for $2 million. Carmelo Anthony, I don't have no problem with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, with the connection, yeah, I believe, but I just feel like there's how can I put this? It doesn't fit with the way the team is going. The way us fans want the Knicks to play, play fast. Even though he averaged 13, 14 points, the same thing, I just don't think it's a fit with him and Julius on this team together. Hey, we could agree or disagree. I just believe it's no fit for Melo on this team, but I do believe they will bring him back. You know, it's him at dinner with James Dolan. I like Melo. I got the Melo jersey right behind me, so I'm not being biased to it. I just don't see a fit for him on his team. And again, it can be one of them things where we as Knicks fans, we're falling in love with the young team right now. We want these young players to play, but these young players haven't been through those battles. They don't really know what it's like. Again, like to Devon, your point, yeah, Kuminga didn't play for Golden State, and the young guy Moody didn't play, but they're there. They're in that winning culture. We're still trying to build that winning culture. We don't know which way the Knicks team is going to go this year. We hope it's that 50-win team and they can go for a run. We don't know because we finally got the point guard. All I want to do is see winning basketball, regardless of who's on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Just like all of us. Because at the end of the day, winning cures everything. It could be anybody on the court, and if you're winning, just like that Jimmy Lin story, they were winning for those 2 weeks. We fell in love. We didn't care who did what, who scored what, who played defense. So my thing is, the best 5 men that's out there at all times, they play well, you earn your spot. Whether if it's Melo, if it's Fournier, if it's Cam Reddish, if it's Obi Toppin, just earn the spot and play well.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, it's not even really the melody to me is like, because like I always say in these streams, it don't matter whether we like it or not, it ain't what we say anyway. So what I try to do is say, this is a scenario why I think the Knicks would do it. Not because I think they're gonna do it, because I don't. It ain't up to me to tell you what Carmelo Anthony. They don't want got the money in the bag and all that stuff. I just say I can see the scenario where he can work out because you know why all he does would disagree on the one thing that you said. Julius Randle need a dude like Carmelo Anthony. He need a guy to keep him in. To pull him to the side and say, listen, dude, you want to be this man in New York? I've been here. You need to do it this way.
But they got Taj, though, for that right now.
Yeah, but Taj ain't Melo, though. Taj can't score like Melo. Taj can't go out there and get you 13 a game. He can help the team and coach him.
I'm talking about as far as them talking to each other, like, you know.
I understand that, but let me ask you a question. Taj, he haven't been through what Melo been through in New York, like Julius Randle. Melo and Randall going through the same thing in New York, just like Patrick Ewing did. Todd ain't never went through that. He haven't been through that. But Julius Randle's got a taste of it last year. Melo got a taste of it. Got a taste of it. See, that's the difference. He got a guy who been through it. One thing about Carmelo Anthony, he a true professional, first and foremost. Entrepreneur. He deeply rooted in the cause. He's a good dude, man. Forget all that shit that happened to him back in the day when all Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Fame dude waiting to happen. Soon he hang up that jersey, he walking into the Hall of Fame. He that nice. Now I think that we underestimate this man been in the league a long time. He intelligent dude. He know basketball. So when the Knicks need a player like him, say, Julius, listen, my man about to go left. Take him the other way. Use your drop step. You know, do your baseline move. Carmelo could teach that boy so many things. Julius Randle probably wound up being 27-6. Because I think Carmelo Anthony, his skill set is so dynamic with a basketball, he can make Julius Randle even better than he is now because he know he got the arsenal. There ain't too many dudes in the league got an arsenal like Carmelo Anthony. And I think while he's still playing, it won't affect us. I think it'll help the Knicks. So, you know, we'll see. It ain't on us anyway. Like I said, it's on them. But I don't have a problem with Carmelo Anthony, not because it's sentimental, because the dude could play with a basketball. He just could play. And the Lakers last year, it wasn't his fault because the Lakers, Anthony Davis went down, LeBron James went down, injuries, you know, and it wasn't from that. They put up in a different season last year. But, you know, the Lakers went down in injuries. You know what I mean? You can't, just like the Knicks, Derrick Rose went down, Noel went down. We went down with injuries and changed the pattern of your season. But if, let's say, if Anthony Davis didn't go down, let's say if LeBron James didn't go down, let's say if a couple of players didn't get hurt, we might be talking a whole different thing with the Lakers team last year. But the injury, and I think Carmelo Anthony was helping them a great deal. He was holding down while they was going him and LeBron, but they missed Anthony Davis. They couldn't get over the hump. But you know, that's here and there. Only reason I brought it up because it was, you know, they seen Carmelo Anthony interviewing with James Dolan at a restaurant in New York. So that must have been a business meeting. Are you ready to take this?
Charlie.
Yeah, you know, it's a business meeting. You know, like, but listen. You can use Carmelo Anthony, you know, so let's see how it goes, everything. But Not here, there. I'm fine one way or the other, but I do out of respect because I'm a New York Knicks fan, a diehard Knicks fan. And I just know what that cat brought to this organization when he got here. We was in the doldrums. That cat came here and turned this franchise around. We might didn't get to the championship, but think about it. What was the last time we've been to the playoff before Carmelo Anthony got here? So he did something that a lot of guys didn't do. He come to New York, he made it happen. But I think he fit this team well. Me personally, because even if we running pace, I mean, he got to run. He can trail. He can lag behind. They can run a place all they want to. Let them trail behind and pop that ball from the 3-point line, which they should have been doing with Fournier last year. So I just think that cat. It'd be special for me to have him here, man. Send Derrick Rose out, send Todd Gibson out, bring Carmelo Anthony, and only even paying $2 million. He can go out and help these boys get to the playoffs and make it happen. But other than that, I'm good with everything going on with the Knicks right now. I'm looking forward to Summer League tomorrow. The young boys look out there and get it popping. So let's see. We got to get this Brunson thing cleared up. Shot Powers it is. If we get the Brunson thing clarified in the next couple of weeks, next couple of days, we know where we're going with the team. We really don't even know where we're going to go until you get that sign and trade resolved. Then you can deal with everything else.
Yeah, that I see. Like, we won't know when the shoe's going to drop. So that's right now is probably for me is going to be put more towards the back burner. When it happens, I hope they do the right thing about it. But tomorrow, this summer league, I really want to see some of these guys come out here and perform. And I mean, I want to see what the Ferry and Hunts is going to do out there. I want to see what the Monteros is going to do out there. I want to see what the Kills are going to do out there. I want to see what was the other person that Grimes. I want to see how Grimes comes back from this dislocated kneecap. I want to see how he plays tomorrow. So we got a whole bunch of things to look forward to for tomorrow, and see how they progress in this summer league, man. I'm just happy to see some type of Knick basketball back on TV right now. So this is going to be something that I'm going to be in depth with. Take my book out, write down notes, who did what, how many shots is this, and all this other stuff. Because tomorrow, as being a New York Knicks fan, I'm optimistic about the team that we're going to have out there. Seeing Jericho Sims, Farian Hunt, Mayor Sims, see this Kill, Montero, all these guys out here, see how they gel together and see what they put together for this New York Knicks summer league.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Excuse me, because I do think that my man gonna play some good ball for them. What's that? Montero gonna get down, but my boy Garrison Brooks, look out for Garrison Brooks. I think he's gonna go in there and do his thing as well. Excuse me. Coming out of North Carolina, you got I got the lineup. The people here gonna be Javian Baylor, Garrison Brooks, Vince Edwards, Quentin Grimes, Farian Hunt, Daquan Jeffries, Trevor Neals, Miles McBride, Montero. I think that said Makai Porter, Quentin Rose, Deshaun Swat, Amir Sims still there from last year. MJ Walker still there, and Jericho Sims gonna be there. So they're gonna be a pretty interesting team. We'll see how it goes, man. I think they're gonna be good though. I think Quentin Grimes and this is gonna be a big one for Quentin Grimes and McBride and Jericho Sims. Second year KJ, second year summer league guy, familiar with the scenery. Now, so it look like they're going to go in there and try to get it popping for sure.
That's who I'm excited for is McBride. We've seen the guy go down to the G League, 35, 40 points per game, whatever. He lit it up, did something crazy. So I'm excited for him because that's the one guy, and I said last year, he's the only guy that can play one end to the other, can defend you back and forth. We just want to see his jump shot better. So I believe the New York Knicks Summer League team is going to win the championship based on those three guys that we got, because they produce for us in their regular year. Now, I can't say that ain't gonna happen. Sometimes you get the sophomore jinx, but I do believe this young New York Knicks team, with the acquisition of Kills and Montero, is really going to help them out with MJ walking in and Sims already. These guys are acclimated already and they contributed already. So I'm really excited for McBride because McBride is one of those guys that's on the fence right now for us. Mm-hmm. Grimes and Sims, they played a lot more than McBride. So I really want to see McBride, Kills, and Montero. I want to see the point guards. That's my thing.
Yeah. And we got to glue them. You brought us something interesting when you make McBride, KJ, because he's a guy to me. That's why we talk about the Derrick Rose thing. You know what I mean? We know we need, don't get me wrong, we need Derrick Rose here, but if you move Derrick Rose, that gives that guy McBride a chance to come and back up Jalen Brunson, which I don't have a problem with that neither, because I think that young boy could be with the best of them. You know what I mean? And his three-point ball is kind of underrated more than you know, because he didn't have the opportunity, like you said, he didn't get a lot of playing time last year. But if you move Derrick Rose, you still got a good spot there. That's my whole thing, I think, because depending on which way they're trying to go with this thing, you know, the Knicks look like they're going to the playoffs. They're trying to fight for the playoffs. And, you know, and I think I told you, we talked about this about a couple of schools back. If you bring in Jalen Brunson to keep Julius Randle, you're not looking to kind of do a rebuild. You're looking to go in there and compete. You know what I mean? Because that's the case. You move Randle, you don't bring in him. You let McBride start. You let quickly play. But that's not the direction the Knicks went. The Knicks went a direction where they trying to build a team to go to the playoffs. So it was either go. We talked about a lot. Which direction we gonna go? Well, they done choose it. They kept Julius Randle. They signed Mitch. They brought in Brunson. So they looking like they built, and they kept Randall, and it looked like they built a playoff team. So I think that's where we at with the Knicks right now. You know, and I think they got to move a couple of guys to keep the young guys in rotation. But at the same time, the Knicks built a playoff team, and you know, Vegas got them projected north as 40 wins. So that tells me that they're gonna be compete for something. We'll see how it goes, but that's why we brought up the Derrick Rose thing, KJ, because Deuce could be that dude there. You know what I mean? For real.
Absolutely. And we've been saying this since last year. Like, it was the point in time when we thought Deuce McBride was going to be the starting point guard when Kemba Walker went down, but it never happened. So he brung up Burks to start. So again, it's one of those things. What team are we going to have out there? We like these young guys, but it's going to be some savvy veterans coming in. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen with this sign and trade? With if Evan Fournier is going to go into, or it might be somebody else that may go over to Dallas with them too. So again, I'm big Deuce McBride, but my thing is the sleeper for me is Montero. And again, what if Kills comes in? Just say, for instance, what if Kills perform well these next 4 games? Then there's going to be some more questions. Kills is 6'5", 2, whatever he is supposed to be a beast. I want to see that now. The hype is there for him. What if he comes in and outshines McBride and or Grimes? Ooh. And that's going to be another decision that we may have. But again, think about this, guys and ladies in the chat. The Knicks did well in preseason last year. They did well in the summer league last year. They just didn't bring it home all the way. We thought this at 50 Burks, so it's going to be a lot of questions. And that's why I want to see the competition, the internal competition that you talked about, Divine, is going to be very key and very important to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Because you know what, right now, to me, after the sign trade, I think Tom Thibodeau know what Ted he rolling with. I think Montero, this to me, probably Keels. And here's why I say that. It's the reason why they gave him 2-way contracts. It's the reason why they haven't gave Montero a contract yet. He had to come in summer league. He got to come in summer league and training camp and take his spot. Because the way it looks, he's not under contract with the Knicks. They signed Keels and Ferry and Hunt. So basically, all Montero really is he's undrafted.
Yes.
Yeah. So really, he just undrafted. He got to come in and improve his spot. He probably coming in and show improve too. So it makes it for the limit. But I do think that if Derrick Rose here, that rotation is set, bro. I think Keels them guys they be on the rotation. They ain't cracking no minutes though. I think the Knicks is too deep for that. I really do. And I don't know who Keels gonna take at the 2-guard spot. Not quickly Grimes and them. Nah. Them boys rolling with them two. So like I said, it's just like McBride. You know, think about him. If Derrick Rose stayed, then McBride don't get no burn. So if McBride don't get no burn, I don't see Keels and them guys getting burned. And you know, cause I think Tibbs got a rapport with McBride, but like you said, competition changes everything. And we'll see, man. But it's a good problem to have for the Knicks. Shot Powers, they deep. I think they got a deep team. But I do think, for me right now, at the way it stands, I think that I like to see Brunson, RJ, Cam, Randall, and Mitch be my starting 5. You know, unless you don't want to do the Cam thing, then you bring Grimes or Quickly there.
I'm on that tip. I'm with Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randall, and Mitch. And I think the exciting second unit would be Isaiah, OB, Reddish, IQ, and I think Rose.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna boil down to. That's a solid 10. That's a solid 10 right there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something like that, or vice versa. Either Grimes in the second unit and Cam in the first unit. But if that all happens, that 10-man rotation that we just mentioned all happens if Fournier is gone. It doesn't happen if Fournier is gone. And if we move Rose, then Deuce McBride will have a little bit more sunlight to come in there too. I think he can come in and get some spot minutes a little bit more than I don't think he's going to get much of anything right now if we keep D Rose.
Yeah, okay, they give me a starting five, but that's why I think a trade got to come. Some moves got to get made.
Right. Yeah. So we go into the season right now. I got Brunson. I have Grimes at the 2. I have RJ at the 3. I have Julius at the 4 and Mitchell at the 5. To me, it just again a guy like Grimes offsets a lot. He could do too many things out there, and Grimes could defend you baseline to baseline too. Actually, Grimes actually surprised me with his defense last year. The man could shoot out the gym. So to me, with a true point guard, and you line him up with a Brunson, RJ, Julius, and then you got Mitch inside. I mean, game is over. I mean, I love it. I love that lineup to me. But I can see why some people want Cam Reddish in there too as well because he has such a long wingspan, you know. So, but that's my starting five for next year.
Yeah, I see that as well. I see definitely much as I would love Cam to be there, but I do see definitely I could definitely see Grimes there because you're gonna need a defender in that backcourt with Brunson. You know what I mean? Just to help with on the defense. Plus he's a knockdown shooter too. So I mean, if Randall can get back, if Randall can get back to what he shot the year before with Grimes in the lineup, but Brunson shoot 37% and better, so that's decent. But RJ and Randall just need to have a really bounce back year. I mean, not gonna say bounce back. RJ had a better year than the year before, but percentage wise. But if Randall can get back to what he do, and RJ can ascend, go up to maybe 20 to 22, 23, with the emergence of Jalen Brunson and Quentin Grimes in the backcourt, I think the Knicks got a good team. I think they're solid defensively. Grimes, a knockdown shooter like that. They all five of them, other than Mitch, put the ball on the floor, get their own buckets. You know what I mean? So it's pretty gonna be interesting to see, man. Like I said, Vegas got them north of 40. I can see that, no doubt about it. We'll see how I go with training camp get here and see what who would be the main thing. But I think they'll start 5. I can see that fall that way unless some trades come up. Shot Powell, but like you said, we get Fournier up out of here. If you don't do nothing else to get him out of here, I'm good because I just think that makes free up a little more minutes for these guys to get it popping down here with Quickly and Grimes. And then, like you said, but who knows? Cam going to be. He could be in that trade. You know what I mean? They could think about it. To do that sign trade with Brunson, they could send Derrick Rose and Cam out because the salary almost equals that what they need. So you just never know. You know what I mean? How this thing work out. But let's hope it's Fournier. And maybe he can go there with Luka Doncic and be that knockdown shooter like he was for us out there. And they got talent around and make it absorb his lack of defense. When you got Finney Smith, you got Christian Woods. You know what I mean? Now you got somebody who can absorb a little bit of that defense that he do, and that he don't play. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I know we're gonna be popping. I think we be like I said, I can see close to 50. This team better than last year alone. Mitch coming back more healthier for sure. You know what I mean? Not coming off an injury. 4 years, 72 games last year. Got his money. Probably going to wind up coming in camp in shape. Opposed to last year.
Definitely going to come in shape. Yeah, he is going to be a monster this year, I believe.
Right. He got that pressure. Had to get his bag off of the weight of his shoulders now. He don't have to think about money. He just can go play. He ain't got to think about nothing. He just can go play. And I think Julius Randle, the Knicks big on Leon Rose and like that dude. You know what I mean? So if he's going to be here, I think hopefully he can get back to what he do. And let's see how it goes. I like the team though. I think we could with Jalen Brunson, the acquisition of Jalen Brunson. You still got all them other cats quickly. Our whole bench is young, basically. You know what I mean? And so it's not a big deal to me. You can roll with that other than Derrick Rose. But I like this team though. I'm pretty excited about it moving forward.
I'm totally optimistic for this team to come out here and get ready for October and stuff like that. I think this team is going to be. This is going to be a different team out there this year. This is some same players, but with a different mentality and stuff like that. And the mentality is going to start with Jalen Brunson, I think he's going to come in, put these guys in their place, man. And he's going to make everybody look a little bit more efficient, man. If everybody could get a little bit more efficient, get their percentages a little higher instead of shooting, under 42% this year. If we could get the glimpse of Randall with 43, 44% and 30, 36, 37% for 3-pointers next year with efficiency, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap, man. I was looking at I forgot I was watching some, Julius Randle play last year. Man, Julius is a beast, man. Julius, if Brunson could get this guy to where he wants to be, one of his best characteristics is to he put Luka in the place to make him score. Luka bring the ball up, pass the ball around. Brunson get the ball, set Luka up. Luka goes to the hole and scores the ball. This is going to be a little different from that because Brunson be the majority of the ball handler. If he could get Julius down in that block, it's going to be a wrap, man. And I believe Julius has been working out this whole year. I think last year he had a little lack off. He didn't come into the preseason and into the season not healthy, in shape. I think Julius is in shape this year. I think he's waiting and itching to get on the court with Brunson to find out what they can get together, setting that pick and roll. I'm pretty sure Mitchell Robinson is ready to see all this stuff. I'm pretty sure RJ is ready to see all this stuff. So let's make it happen, man. I think Brunson is the key, but the clog is what we're going to do with Evan Fournier. That's all that's on my mind right now. Evan Fournier and what's going to happen. Rose and Taj and all that other stuff. Yeah, if we can move them or something like that, yeah, we can possibly open up some roster spots for somebody else. But the big thing that we have to do is find out what we're going to do with Fournier. Fournier, if he goes to the bench, I don't know him and Rose. I mean him and Reddish is going to be battling for that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. I think, like I said, we like Rose. No pun intended. He helped us in the playoffs and everything, but I also like what we got out of young wise. But I do think that this team got something special to do. I'm excited about what they could do. Really moving forward. I'm looking forward to the season, and it all starts tomorrow in summer league. But you know what? Jericho Sims, 3 years, locked him up. What's interesting about that? That's why the Todd thing is interesting, like you were saying earlier, KJ, because now you got Mitchell Robinson, Harkenstein, and Jericho Sims. Now, and that's why we got to move somebody, because you know what? You could have easily slid my man over to play the 4 with Mitch sometime, Harkenstein, or you could have Jericho Sims play the center with Harkenstein in the lineup because the cat can stretch the floor a little bit. So they both defended. So that's what's interesting. That's why I understand if the Melo didn't come back. I don't care. That's fine, because we still got enough talent around there to do things. But I think with the emergence of these young guys that we got, it's got to be some willing and dealing, because I think the Knicks going to try to make it happen. But I like Jericho Sims, 3 years, great deal. I think we've been called that. I think I said this 6 months ago. I said I want New York City to be Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Sims.
Right.
That should be our centers moving forward for the next 3-4 years, and it came to fruition because I think the Knicks know what they had there. We got really looking at what this team could do. Them young boys are athletic. They shot blockers. They rebounders. I mean, they play hard. Jericho Sims go hard. Mitch go hard. And Harkenstein got a little bit of it in him, man. So, I like what they got up front. I liked it last year, except for Noel just was hurt. You know what I mean? I was hoping Noel and Mitch had a pop last year, but it wasn't the case. But I do like what they're doing this year, because we always talk about we want the Knicks to get a stretch big. Now the Knicks, when they got a stretch big, nobody would even think about. And they went and got one. We said we need a stretch 5 in New York. We need a stretch 5. No, you keep Mitch, and they went and got a stretch 5. So now we back, we good. So I think it was a good acquisition with Harkenstein. I think he's going to show improve playing under Tyronn Lue and all them. And with the Clippers last year, you got to be around a lot of great players. You know what I mean? Kawhi Leonard, that, being around Coach Lue, he probably learned a lot of basketball when he was down there. So I think he's going to come here and make a big plus for us. So I think we're going to be good there, KJ. Let's hope that Jericho Sims can find a way to crack this thing and keep it moving.
Right. Well, I think the Knicks they're going to build this roster around who fits this team, regardless of who's there. Somebody might need rest. Somebody may get hurt. Like last year, Julius Randle got hurt. when Julius Randle got hurt, what happened to the team? We look terrible with the young guys. But now bringing in a guy like Brunson, or if Brunson go down, God forbid, or if whoever else goes down, you got filling, you got people to fill. So to me, is there's not going to be any movement until after Summer League, because again, they have to see what Grimes is now. They want to see what McBride can do and Sims can do. And then with the new acquisition of Kills and the other guys there, these guys do well, then that to me, that make a decision on what they want to do with D Rose and or Taj Gibson. Because if these guys look good, or Brooks, that's something Mayfield put it in Brooks. If these guys look good, maybe they can fill these spots in. Because if Julius goes down again, how well would this team be? I want us to keep it there right now. If the season started today and we went with our starting five, right? And Julius Randle went down, who takes Julius Randle's spot? Is it Obi Toppin?
Pretty much.
Is it Harnestein? And then bringing it. So it's one of them things like what do we have here? We got to see the team with and without Julius Randle. How would the team be? But we're not going to know until the season really starts if Julius Randle's on his team.
Yep. Yeah, I think they should be fine. He's a durable guy, man. Let's hope that he don't get in. That's one thing about Julius Randle. One thing about him is compared to all these other cats in the league, these superstars, the stars, Julius Randle stay on the court because he take care of his body. He take care of his body real well. The cat stay chilled. You know what I mean? But I think that real quick, May 4th, Garrison Brooks out of North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel dude. You know, and before he went to Mississippi State, Garrison Brooks, he's like a stronger PJ Watson out of Charlotte. Same type of game, almost like PJ Watson, but he's stronger. I mean, you know, I think he probably, when he left North Carolina, because we have got my man Baycott there. We have the other tall dude there. He just went somewhere else. But Garrison Brooks definitely can make the roster. I think he could definitely make the roster. I think he's that nice. Let's see. So, you know, he might can make that 15-man roster. You know, and I think it'd be easy. I don't think he should not make it when they look at his skill set, because he can get down for sure. Yeah, but he come out of North Carolina, man, Tar Heel Nation. Then he transferred to Mississippi State, I think it was. But he can bang though. Garrison Brooks will play some basketball for sure. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. How this thing go around, man. You know, I'm looking forward to Summer League tomorrow, and we get in there. Go to say I think Kuminga gonna be there. Wives are not gonna play, not yet. But Jonathan Wiseman due to come back, but he won't play tomorrow against the Knicks Summer League team. But I think he'll be playing next week, if I'm not mistaken. But it should be fun, man. I think they're gonna get in there, get it popping. We get to see the young guys, and I think these are 5 guys coming out of Summer League going to be on the Knicks rotation. Put it like that. The 5 starters the 5 starters in Summer League, to me, probably be the ones that are going to be on the front of the 10th to the 15th man or whatever, 11th to 15th. So I think you already know McBride, Grimes, and Sims. So 2 of them guys are going to come out there, whether it's Keels and Farian Hunt, whether it's Keels and Monchero. That's about it. Unless somebody come in and shock somebody. Because you look how deep the Knicks team is right now, Shaw Powers, it's only going to be 2 of them cats coming out of Summer League that's going to come and play on that roster. If you look at it the way it's probably constructed now with no moving, there's only 2 of them guys coming out here, and I think it's going to be the 2-way guys. They might not even come out. They might keep them down there, let them keep banging. You never know.
Yeah, after the Summer League, these guys that don't make the 2-way contracts can also, I don't want to say apply, I guess apply for a position on the Knicks down in they could play for the G League Knicks, right? Like the Monteros and the Brooks and stuff like that.
They can sign a contract.
Yeah, sign to a little contract. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Whoever don't make the roster, either they can go somewhere or the Knicks. I think the Knicks sign to the contract. They sign to the G League. You know, they get their $75,000 contract, whatever it is, and lock them up in G League, and that's fine, because I think it's a deep team though. It's gonna be pretty tough. It's gonna be a deep team here. We're not even finished wheeling and dealing yet. Like we said, we don't know what's gonna happen with Evan Fournier and none of these guys. Even the Cam Reddish of the world, we don't know who gonna be on this team in a sign of trade. You know, it could be Evan Fournier, it could be Cam Reddish, it could be Derrick Rose, it could be Deuce McBride, it could be Quentin Grimes. We don't know what the Knicks gonna do. You know, but we just hoping that, you know, the way we all talk about the team that we like be here. But to be honest with you, we don't know. We just don't know. I mean, the Knicks can wind up trading Julius Randle. You don't know. Just never know. So, but either way it go, I think this team is going to be competitive this year. I think we're going to be competitive. I think KJ, we'll be a competitive team. And let's see if we can, you know, win some games and make up for last year and get back at it. Mic check.
Devon and Shaw, what's your biggest fear this year for this team?
Biggest fear for me is I don't even want to say it out my mouth, but I'm not even going to say the player. I'm just going to say one of our starters get injured. That's a fear for me this year. Aside from that, I think we have backup players that could come in and fill in the position, but it changes up the second unit then. So my biggest fear is one of our premier starters to get hurt early in the season.
Yeah, for me, it's injuries. Period. There's injuries. Period. But when you got a deep team, you could. If it's not nothing that's season ending, then because we got a pretty deep team here, we'd be all right. But and that's the purpose of having a deep team. But that way, when somebody go down, you might lose a certain type of production, but you can make up for it with maybe 1 or 2 guys or 3 guys. Like, hey, you lose Julius Randle, Obi Toppin going there. We gonna have one of them guys got to help give you Obi numbers, and gonna take 2 or 3 guys to give you Obi numbers. But at least you get it. That mate that long. I think we'd be all right. Injuries is the biggest thing for me, though. To be honest with you.
And for me, it's expectation. What are our expectations? We as Knicks fans, we always gonna give you the high expectations of what we think this team could be, especially if you're winning. But for me, it's like it happens every year. We get a team, we get players, we love it. But to me, it's expectation. And I believe if we lessen our expectations, to me it's almost like the black cat. We see a black cat, that's superstition, So we gotta get out of that. Like we just gotta sit back. Look at what the Knicks have done. Look at these guys. Look what they have been done since they've been here. Have they missed on a draft pick yet? Have they missed on any draft pick in your mind since we got here?
Not these 3 years, no, not at all. Because I've heard this on maybe a couple of them. That's it. Yeah, he did well.
Right, but since Leon Rose and World Wide West has been here, it's safe to say that the majority of their draft picks, you put them on a scale like this. The scale outweighs it in a good way, right? We could all agree that, right?
Facts.
Right. So my thing is, we don't look at these guys. We don't know what a guy like Kills or these other guys are going to be, but they haven't missed on a draft pick yet, really. So if they got a guy like, I'm gonna use Kills because they signed him to the 2-way before we even see them play. It's obviously this guy may be something that we don't know about yet that might just wow everybody and say, you know what? We got to keep this guy like we still saw the McBride and Sims and Grimes last year. This guy might come in the summer league, and tomorrow, guess who they're playing? Kuminga. Kuminga is a beast. I've seen this guy play in New Jersey. And again, he hasn't played a lick of what he could play in the NBA yet, like he played in high school in the G League because of the talent that's on our Golden State Warriors team. But the man is a beast. So I'm looking forward to that matchup tomorrow with Kuminga because I want to see how they're going to defend this young man.
Yeah, he Keels is a bully. I mean, he a downhill type player, strong defensive minded dude. And like I said, Draymond Green, the Joker, they were drafted the 41st pick in the NBA. That's not me, but at the same time, they get picked down there for a reason, unless a scout slept on his talent. But he got to come in and show and prove. But it's the reason why they not in the lottery. And it's the reason why they not in the first round because the majority of people didn't see something in them that made them qualify to move up that high. So yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if he popped. Because I think he can do the Jericho Sims type thing. Jericho Sims, the 58th pick in the draft. But look at him. He got a deal because he went out there and put his work in and got hard and did his thing. So I wouldn't doubt if Keels. I know Keels to make the. I know he's going to make he's going to make the 15-man roster. How much time he get, I don't know, but I think he's good enough to be on the roster. And I think that's why the Knicks gave him and Farian Hunt a 2-way deal because them 2 dudes probably will be on that roster. Farian Hunt and Keels will be the ones there along with the rest of them. But it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited about the season. Let's see what it do. It start tomorrow, 5 o'clock, everybody. Knicks and Golden State Warriors, NBA Summer League. Let's get it popping, man. It should be fun. But I'm looking forward to see what Jalen Brunson thing gonna do, man. That's the one of the most things I'm waiting for is what's gonna happen with the outcome of the Jalen Brunson thing. That's pretty much what stands out in Nick land to me.
Hey, D, I got the game at 8 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time.
Oh, that's right, 5 o'clock over there. That's right, because that's what I'm sorry. I looked at the Vegas. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock over there. I apologize for that because that's 5 o'clock in Vegas. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, well, 8 o'clock, guys. So that's excuse me, pardon me for that West Coast, East Coast mishap there. But yeah, man, they be in there gonna get a pop. It's gonna be fun to watch. I'm glad it is at 8 o'clock. Now everybody can come home from work and do their thing and watch some Friday night Knicks, but it just won't be on MSG. But it's gonna be fun though, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm glad we got basketball just right here. Take us to, next week probably the middle of July. Then after that is pretty when the training camp start, like in September. Yeah, September they got that probably got all August to do what they got to do, and then next thing training camp be here in September, man. Then the season start in October, whatever. So let's hope this Jalen Brunson thing take care of itself in the next couple of days, shot powers, and then we kind of know where the roster's set at least from all the reports I hear. There's some people talking about guys might get moved for the start of training camp. Derrick Rose, who knows? But no matter what, we want the Knicks to bring it though. So that's what I'm hoping.
My biggest thing, I'm cool with the 10-man rotation that we got right now. If we move Rose, okay, but the biggest thing for me is Fournier. Fournier is going to hold up the production. I don't want to say production. Let me rephrase that. He is going to be the piece that you have to either or Grimes or either or Reddish if Fournier is in either one of the lineups. And I think that's where I could see Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Reddish. I mean RJ, Randall and Mitch, and seeing D Rose, IQ, Reddish, Obi, and Hardison as our 10-man rotation. I that's a strong 10-man rotation right there.
Yep. Yeah, the piece of fit, man. But I gotta give Knicks credit. I get bosses in the front office. They went and they got Hartenstein out there. They need, and I was saying earlier, in the year we needed some more length. Mitchell Robinson was like the tallest dude on the Knicks. Other than that, everybody was like 6'10", 6'9", and under. So I was happy to see them other than go out there and get Hartenstein a 7-footer, some more length up there a little bit. You know what I mean? He could play defense. So when Mitchell Robinson go out the game, you got somebody who can play defense till we get back there and get you some points. So it kind of like Mitch got somebody who can relieve him that's decent, and that helps the Knicks out. That makes them much better. They didn't have that last year because Noel went down. But now they got a guy who can come in literally play defense and get you some scoring, can shoot the occasional 3-point shot over 40 something early later on in the year. So it's a good pickup. And obviously the point guard situation is, man, I'm so relieved about that. I don't know what to say. Jalen Brunson, oh my God, bro. Mm-hmm. Not because he's a superstar, because he's the best thing we had in a while. The Knicks. That's why I got to get a front office their credit. They went and picked up a position of need. We needed a point guard. They went out and they had their eye on it. They knew what they wanted. And you seen what he did in the playoffs last year. This was destined for that man to come to New York. And they went through everything they could possibly do to get him here without, nothing negative. Like I said, tampering stuff, I don't even know if that's real. They look at everything involved. They ain't got to do no tampering. They just mad because Jalen Brunson ain't signed with them.
Mavs is tight.
Family affair right there.
Right.
Another reason why they so tight, because the Mavs, remember, Cuban said, we're not doing no sign and trade with the Knicks to try to get Brunson because we didn't have the money for him. Now it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story now that we had the money for it. It was all good just a week ago. So, you know what I mean? Now that we got the money for him, now they're like, let's see what they can do. I hope it's a sign and trade or even if it's not, we have the cap space and the money to get him here. So what the Mavs want to do, it's all up to them right now.
And they went to the Western Conference Finals too. That's why they hyped. They upset because Jalen Brunson took it to the Western Conference Finals with Luka.
That's what I said. They may ask for D Rose. They may ask for D Rose.
I'm not mad at that either.
I'm good with that. That's what AK did. That's what I was saying. What's that? 19, 25 million. So they got to compensate for at least what? 20 million or something like that. So that's why I said they might throw Cam in there. You just don't know. They might say Cam and Derrick Rose. Them the two contracts that get you close to that money. Unless you go
Fournier.
Yeah, Fournier and somebody that, so unless you straight up do Julius Randle, which I don't think.
If it's Fournier, if I'm not mistaken, Fournier contract is the most the easiest contract to move for it. I forgot exactly how it goes, but the money that you have, the trade that you have to bring in there has to be half of what the salary is, or something to that extent. And Fournier's contract fits. If we try to do D Rose, it would probably be D Rose and maybe Cam plus something. But I think if it was me in the front office and I wanted to sweeten the deal, get the Mavs off my back and be like, listen, you take this Evan Fournier contract, we throw you this 2026 second round pick and this 2025 second round pick, and here you go. Have a good day. If not, you get nothing. You know what I mean? What you gonna do now? You know what I mean? You got the option of having Evan Fournier and this 25 second round pick and a 26 second round pick, or nothing. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, like Fabian said, the contract had to be 10% less. Yeah,
10% less, right, something like that. I know that it's like a 10% less, and then something about the 50% with I should have wrote it down. It's 50% of the actual gross salary, 10% less with something, and then it would be the Mavericks will open up $17 million on their books or something like that. They would get a bonus with signing Fournier or something like that.
It's a TPE.
Yes, yeah. However that thing is, I forgot. I should have wrote it down.
But you know what? Like Fabian said, they got no leverage there.
No leverage.
So the Knicks can, and like I said, it's worked for them too. Sometimes you got to, accept to the fact that, whether you like it or not, if it's gonna make you better, you're gonna swallow your pride and go handle your business. So I think Fournier, if they can get Fournier over there, like you said, you want to throw them a couple of picks, which I don't think they need to, but if they do, that's fine. But you love to get that. You love to get that money over there. But like I think that Fournier still, it might be Fournier and it still might have to be Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish made $5 million. Fournier made 18. That's 23. He signed Brunson for 26. So that's close to that 10%. So you're gonna have to give up something for him. I know that much. But I would definitely do it if you can get that boy Fournier over there, man. And that just make the Knicks, to me, a little bit more dangerous team with that backcourt of Grimes and quickly. You take Grimes, I take Jalen Brunson and Grimes all day over Kemba Walker, Alex Burks, and Fournier all day, every day, down all around. Ain't no question. That make that team stronger, deeper. That's what they wanted them to do for them last year. Obviously, this didn't happen. But now you got them two boys back there. I just think the Knicks is a much better team with Randall, RJ, and Mitchell Robinson. You gave Randall and RJ and Brunson and Grimes instead of Alex Burks and Fournier. I just think that's a better team. I think Brunson get you 18, 20, maybe this year. RJ going to get you 20 to 23 this year. Julie's going to get you 20 to 23 this year, whatever. So you got three cats right there. Just three dudes right there get you 60 points. If Grimes get you 12, 72 points, Mitch get you 10, 11, that's 82 points in your starting lineup.
13 points is good.
Yeah, so that team is pretty solid right there, man. Grimes, and then your defense is pretty. You got Mitch anchor in the front, and you got my man Grimes anchor in the back. Mitch in the back, my man in the front. It's just nice. So I'm liking that, man. I really believe that this team can go do some things, man. They got enough talent down there, to me. And I think Julius Randle bounces back in a big way this year. It ain't about his talent. That's what we can really say, KJ. It ain't about his talent. So I like that Mitch sign. I like Mitch, Randle, and RJ. I don't got a problem with that front line. Now you got Brunson and Grimes. I think that Brunson and Grimes backcourt could compete with a lot of people. Like now when you got to go up against Devontae Murray and Trae Young. I think Grimes' defense is that good and make it hard on Devontae Murray because he's not an excellent three-point shooter. He's a tall, linky guard, but Grimes is a good defender. He can get down there. And I think Jalen Brunson got a body. he got a good body to go up against Trae Young. You know what I mean? You know, like that boy got bully ball him. I showed you in the clip when he almost pushed my man Devin Booker like 20 feet under the post. So he got bully ball in him. So I think that he's got a pretty good thing going on right there for sure.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, again, it's gonna be one of those interesting things because, again, this is gonna be another new team with the true point guard. And it's just based on the way they want to play. Are they going to play fast? Or are they going to play at a pace? Like, one thing that Jalen Brunson provides, he's a pace point guard. He can control the pace of a game, slow everything down, get you in the right positions. So to me, it's going to be a lot of assists going to be made. You know, everybody, you know, no more one-on-one basketball on the foot. That's one thing as Knicks fans we don't want to see. We do not want to see them pass to Julius Randle and everybody clear out one side and then everybody open. We don't want to see that anymore, and I hope that it doesn't happen. But I just don't want Julius to go back into his old ways. And to me, that has to be the biggest thing as Knicks fans that we got to wonder too. Like, is he going to go back into the old ways where he wants to dribble the ball and have clear everybody on one side? I don't want to see that when we got a true point guard. So to me, is keep the ball in the point guard's hands. We know how to control the pace. And I'm throwing we in because I'm a point guard too. I was a point guard. So
yeah. I'm with that. Let me ask you a question. I think, like I said, that 41-1 team was special, and I think, man, they're gonna get back to what they did, man. Last year was one of them years where you brought in some new guys that shit didn't gel, it didn't blend, and it just didn't work. But I don't for 1 minute doubt what they got down there. Julius Randle is a double machine. I mean, we might not like the antics that he had went through this year, but the man, we might not like some of the turnovers he made, but hopefully this is what that point guard do. It changes Julius Randle's mindset now. I don't gotta with the merger of RJ Barrett and maybe Brunson coming over, maybe he don't have to force a lot of stuff now. Now he got a point guard who, like, you know what, if you cheat on me and you double team me, Jalen Brunson can knock it down from out there. You know, he could put the ball on the floor and get to the paint and loosen up the double team. I don't think they got an all around better point guard there. And if you got Grimes there, I think it makes a difference. You know, so I think Randle mentioned him would be fine because I think you look at the 24-second clock. Time you get cross court, 19 seconds, whatever the case may be, 8 seconds, 16 seconds, 15. You run a play, and then if you got 3 or 4 minutes left, you need a bucket, and then you post Julius Randle. You know, so you can start off swinging the ball around court, but if you need that go-to guy with about 5 to 10 seconds, I don't got a problem with Julius Randle because he can get it done. But I'm with you, KJ. I don't want that stagnant stuff, and maybe Brunson can change that dynamic, and not have to have that team playing stagnant. But let me ask y'all a question. What about this Julius Randle in the sign and trade? Then what? Now, much as we talk about Julius Randle, would you move Julius Randle in a sign and trade with Dallas? How good would this team be if you move Julius Randle in that sign and trade and you're not bringing them back because you already got Brunson?
Here comes Melo. if we move Randle. If we move Randle in the sign and trade, it's 100%. I'm 100% sure that Melo's coming on here to back up back up Obi. I just want to throw this out there too, man. Like, because I seen that in the beginning when everyone was talking about signing Brunson and this $26 million and that he's overpaid and all these things about him being it's too pricey on his contract. Which would you rather have right now on this team? Jalen Brunson or Kemba Walker, Noel, and Burks? That's that money right there. Brunson, Burks, Noel, and Kemba. Y'all think about that. I'm happy. I'm happy with that $26 million we gave him. Going to give him. Excuse me.
Hey, Nick P. I thought about that the other day. I kid you not, Nick P. Real talk. I was like, Colin Sexton at the 2 with Jalen Brunson. I thought about that the other day just for the reason that Colin Sexton is a bulldog. He can play off the ball. You know what I mean? But that'd be interesting, especially what you can get him for. Because, he ain't not getting no crazy max deal. He can hang that up. He probably going to be in the 10 to 12 range. Maybe 15, maybe tops. I think they take a gamble on that for a year or two. But that's interesting, Nick P. I thought about that too, man. I was like, whoa, Colin Sexton is available. And see, that's the thing about Dallas. Dallas can't even go get him. They ain't got no cap space. They can't even get him. You know what I mean? So, but I think Derrick Rose and might be one of them dudes in there. But the Randall thing is interesting to me. If you move Randall, how did the Knicks construct the thing? Obi Toppin move. And here's why I don't have a problem with it for this reason. If Obi Toppin moves to the starting lineup and gives me 17-7, I'm good with that because I know Jalen Brunson's going to give me more than Alex Burks and them gave me. So in other words, it's still that lineup don't get too far off because if Obi giving you 17-7, Burks was giving you like 11-12, but Brunson giving you 17-18, then you didn't weaken the lineup to me at all because I think you got better at the point guard spot. You just took a little hit at the top spot as far as how many points per game. But that don't mean that this cat can't get it popping. Though Obi Toppin want to come there and do dating shit. Why not 20 a game? You never know. But it's interesting though. But the Randall thing is crazy. But I don't think he's going nowhere because I think Leon Rose they like that cat.
So good. Went all the way to Dallas with him to go sit down and watch Brunson. They like, hey Julius, man, we get you a true point guard now to play with. Should be no more problems. You know how that conversation went. We know Randall going to stay here, but it's just the pieces they fill around Randall. And then who are they building this team around? Is it Randall and RJ? Is it RJ or is it Randall? That has to be the real question. Who are they building this team around?
Yeah, what's interesting to me because like I said, sometimes when you're out there atmosphere, Twitter, with everything, and they talking about the Knicks had entertained moving. You might hear it on some of these blogs or whatever, or some of these channels out here, like the Knicks are talking about moving, asked around about moving to this Randall, but how true it is, we don't know. But if he come back, I like the lineup. I'm Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Grimes, Randall. I'm good with that. If he don't come back, then if they trade him, I meant to say, then you go the other route. But I don't have a problem with Randall and them cats playing, man. They just got to make up for last year, and try to get last year off their back, the injuries, all that stuff, and move forward. But you got the Knicks like him, they're gonna keep him. But I think this will be RJ's team to keep though. I think they might want to do, and I don't have a problem with that neither. If we move Randall, I'll take RJ. I'll make RJ be the cornerstone because I think he's gonna give him his money. I think the cat watch that cat this year. And y'all heard me on Knicks Will Talk. RJ Barrett, 23 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists. You could book it, and you could book that for real. Like Drew Allen was saying that he's been working on his finishing and playmaking. Watch RJ Barrett with Jalen Brunson back there now with a real point guard. That's gonna be crazy. But them boys go downhill like no other. Shot power. So Brunson north and south, RJ north and south. That's all they roll. They don't be doing all this crazy mess going on. They rolling straight down the barrel. And RJ working on the finishing. Think about all the calls he wasn't getting, the shots he wasn't making last year. The percentage was bad. But imagine if his field goal percentage come up 3 or 4 points. His free throws come up from 74 to 71, 72 to 78, 79. That's a gimme. That's a gimme. He getting that. That is a gimme. So if his free throw shooting is better this year with a point guard like Jalen Brunson coming in there, I think RJ Barrett potential all-star this year.
I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Jalen Brunson is going to come in here and control the offense. I believe he's a headstead with dog in him. This guy, if you didn't see him play when Luka was down in the playoffs, that 41-point game, and I think the next game he had after that was like 34, 36 points. The guy is a dog. He is a brawly body. He has some great up fakes, and he will get the ball to you when he sees you open.
Sure.
So I think everybody on this team that he's going to be controlling this year, I think is going to have a better outlook. Hopefully, they have a better field goal percentage. I think he's going to put these guys in the place where they need to be, and sky's the limit, man. I think, and once again, my person that I'm looking for this year coming in here healthy. I think Grimes is going to have a better year than he had last year. I think Grimes is going to be one of those guys that's going to get you about 6-7 rebounds. I think he's going to be around 14 to 16 points. I think he's going to be about 1 to 2 steals a game. That's the guy that I'm looking this year for. I believe everybody else is going to be already in their bag. I think, like you said, Devon, I think RJ is going to be around 23 to 25 points. I think Randall's going to be around 22 to 25 points. Brunson's probably going to score around 17 points a night, but Grimes is the guy that I'm really hyper on. Aside from Mitchell Robinson, I don't even want to talk about Mitch. I think Mitch is going to do. I think 13. I tell you, I think Mitch is going to have 13 points this year and around 14 rebounds this year, man. And I think he's going to have about 2 blocks. They say Brunson's not the best defender, but he is a gritty defender. He is a smaller guy. And yes, some of the bigger guards may try to take advantage of him, but he's not going to have that. He's not a slouch on defense. No. He's not a Evan Fournier on defense. That I could bet.
He's not a Trae Young on defense.
Right. Facts.
See, and that's what I'm gonna tell you. That I understand what Elton's saying with the head of the snake, but I think you put Quentin Grimes in that too. That he will be the head of the snake in that backcourt. It's gonna be like I said earlier, Trae Young and Devontae Murray. Well, that's Jalen Brunson and Grimes. Grimes could cover for in the backcourt a little bit with his defense, because even though he might start out on a point guard, that don't mean they might say, you know what, Brunson, you go this guy, Quentin Grimes, you play the best guy. So I think whoever the best guy in that backcourt, I think the Knicks will throw Quentin Grimes on him. You know what I mean? But I think Brunson got enough attitude, enough grit, and he's a competitor. He's not a specialist, but he's a competitor, like you said, Shot Powers. I think he's gonna come and show it. But like I said, man, Knicks got something that's special. That dude can really play basketball. I mean, I like the way he came to get it. He had to come through the way he got it. You know what I mean? You know, you ain't give Jalen Brunson nothing. He went and earned that. You know what I mean? Pedigree. You know what I mean? Dad wanted Knickerbocker. You know what I mean? So he was destined to do this stuff, man. You know what I mean? You know, he destined to do this stuff since high school. Since he came out of his daddy's testicle, he was destined to do this. Now he got an opportunity. In the $25 million, yeah, he worked $25 million. Because think like you said, Shop Howard, look at the games and his average when Luka, he played the 20 games he played without Luka. 20-something a game, 7, 8, 9 assists, whatever. Field goal percentage was shooting high from 3. You know, and he took a team, he helped take a team to the Western Conference Finals. That's a winner. You know what I mean? He come from Villanova, he won a national championship in Villanova, that's a winner. Jalen Brunson is a winner. We've been amongst winning for a minute, so he know what it takes to win. And I think that's important, having a guy like that who got that in him. Just what he did in the playoffs last year, he was killing it. KJ, I mean, he was lighting them. He was lighting Devin Book up. He lit up Donovan Mitchell up. He lit all them cats up. They ain't had nothing for Jalen Brunson. And I was like, okay. So I was like, when this cat come to New York, that's what we need right there. So we're gonna see how you get down. I'm happy, but Mitch is gonna be my guy. Mitch get it popping. Team's gonna be in trouble. Like Cha said, 13, 10, and 2.5, 3 blocks a game. Defense player of the year in the hunt for that. All defensive team. That's what Mitch need to do for us next year. Just do that. Just be on an all defensive team and be one of in the higher echelon of the better defenders in the league. I'll take that for that 15 million and 10, 11, 13 points. You know what I mean? That's what you signed for. So I think he get that though. I think he get it. I'm good with it.
What is a successful season for you this year?
6 seed.
And just the 6 seed, that's it? Playoffs?
Yes, because I think if they can get there, and then then next year they take another step. But if a reason why I say that is you look at Milwaukee, let's go Boston first. Boston went further than everybody. Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, Miami, Atlanta going to be in the mix. Let's see. I don't think the Nets going to be there. The Nets fall out. You know what I mean? Chicago will be there. They'll be probably. So I think after that it could be a horse race. I think you can get in. I think this team better than a lot of people give it credit for. That's my personal opinion. So I think if you go man for man on every team, I think the Knicks can match up with anybody. If you say Devontae Murray and Trae Young, I do think that our backcourt, they might not be better than them, but they can roll with them. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, right. They ain't gonna come in and get smoked by the Atlanta Hawks on the backcourt. I think Jalen Brunson to hold his own against Trae Young, no question about it. And I think Quentin Grimes, obviously Devontae Murray's on another level, but because of the way he compete, it won't let we get blown out of that position because he's a good defender. But I mean things like that. Let's say on Atlanta, who on Atlanta Hawks is better than Julius Randle at the 4 spot? Who on any team? If you go team by team, Julius Randle just as good as any 4 in the league in the East when he's on his game. So and I think RJ Barrett just as good as any 3 in the league when he's on his game. I mean, I think, them two cats can play. I mean, Mitchell Robinson in the East, he just, other than Joel Embiid and the dominant centers, Mitchell Robinson can hold his own like Robert Williams and them can. I have no doubt in my mind about that. That Mitchell Robinson can play. He can hold his own against the average center in the East. Obviously, Joel Embiid is a whole different monster. You can't even put him in that category. But I do think the cats can hold their own. And I think they just a skill. I think Randall, RJ, if RJ give you 20, Randall give you 20, Jalen Brunson give you 18, 17, 18, and Mitchell Robinson give you 13 a game. In the front line, you ain't even counting the two scar yet because you don't know who it's going to be. Yeah, I think the Knicks, even if it's quickly on grind, if they give you 12 points a game at that too, I think that's still almost not 80 points a game in your starting lineup. And I think they got a nice young bench back there that can hold it down. So I look at the Knicks do pretty good, in my opinion, from what I see they got there. I think they're going to be hungry. They know what they went through last year. They probably got that bad taste in their mouth of not making the playoffs or the play-in. They're going to come back with a different mindset. Tibbs probably come back with a different mindset. He got more talent. I think that getting Kemba Walker out of here. If you get Alice, I mean, you got all them guys out of here who just didn't pan out for you. Now you brought other people in. I think getting rid of Kemba Walker, Noel, Alice Burks was a good move for the Knicks. I think it was a good move for you. Brought in Jalen Brunson, you brought in Hartenstein, and now depending on how this sign and trade work, you still got something you could do, and you still got a lot of young talent. You brought about Mitchell Robinson. I think the Knicks gonna be pretty good. I'm not worried about them. I think they're gonna have to go and play. That's what I'll go out there and play. I like what they got though.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Divine, man. Like I said, that 10-man rotation that they got, not counting the third unit or anything like that. I just the biggest thing right now is to see let it work out. Hopefully we can move the Mavericks can take on Evan Fournier contract. And like I said, I if it was me, if I was the front office for Evan Fournier, here you go. You take Evan Fournier, you take 2 second-round picks. They're probably worth $3 to $6 million, $3 million a piece. That's another $6 million. There goes the contract right there. 19 million plus another 6 million, 25, 26 million, 10% deduction, whatever you want to call it. I think that deal works it out. And it stops the monotony. I think that's kind of, I don't know, I'm just being a Knicks fan. I think that's where they want to go with it. But I'm happy about what the team is going to look like this year, coming up this year. And, once again, I'm going to say it again, man. Brunson is going to put everybody in their place this year. I believe that everybody's percentage-wise is going to be a little bit better than it was last year. And let's see what happens. Another big thing, I think watch out for Brunson and Randall connection this year. That's going to be a big connection this year. If Brunson can get Randall to his spots, we won't hear that much chatter about how many minutes anybody else is getting, in that power forward position. You know what I mean? We'll make time for Obi somewhere else.
Hey, KJ, here, I'm going to sum it up this way. Do you think this team this year is better than the team we had last year?
I do.
We won 7 games last year. Do you think this team right now is better than the team we had last year?
Absolutely. We got a true point guard.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing. A point guard. And we're going to see, and a lot of people around the league is going to see, what does a true point guard do for you? Set everything up. And you can't really base it on, you can base it on what he did in Dallas, right? But a lot of people say, well, you didn't have Luka Doncic on this team, you didn't have a superstar. But with a true point guard, history shows with a true point guard, the New York Knicks are a pretty good position. Jason Kidd, true point guard. I must leave it at that. We haven't had that in a long time. And the projection to me is, with a true point guard, it's going to make everybody around you much better. So to me, Julius Randle's going to be better. RJ Barrett's going to be better. Who's ever in that starting lineup with a true point guard is going to be automatically better. And then guess what's going to happen with the bench? It's going to make the bench production go up, because now you're not playing all these guys all these minutes that you got to play, because, again, it's safe to say for the last 2 years, we've been winging it. We've been winging it with our guards. Guys playing out of position.
Facts.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
RJ is still playing out of position right now.
Yeah,
we had Brooks on this team playing out of position. Now he's not here anymore. But again, we're gonna get more production. So to answer your question, in the short term, absolutely, we're 1,000% better than we were last year.
Yeah, that's no question.
Let me just chime in too, Divine. I believe that we're gonna be all right. We haven't last year. We didn't have a point guard. We was meddling with a lot of Alec Burks and closing a little bit more with IQ. The last time that we had a point guard that made Julius Randle effective was Elfrid Payton. 41 wins, the almighty fourth seed right there. Salute to State on that one. That with a point guard, Julius Randle is going to be better. This guy Alfred used to put Julius in the position for him to make himself better, and he did that year. That was the year. If we forget, Julius Randle had 24 points,
24 and 11.
24 and 11 with I think it was 5 or 6 assists, right? It was like 5 or 6 assists. So a point guard, we have one, and we have a good point. We have a very, very good point guard right now that's going to lead this team, that's going to show. And aside from what Peyton did for us that year, Brunson could score as well. So I'm hopeful. I'm super duper amped for this season to come.
And Sha, and real quick, Devon, if I throw it back to you, absolutely to make for 1,000% better. Just for your point, we had Alfred Payton as a point guard, differential, Brunson and Alfred Payton. So 1,000%, the New York Knicks team will be better, and he's going to make other players around him much better.
Hey man, you know what? To me, people could say, reason why. Think about this here. People say because of Luka. What about if Luka Doncic didn't have Brunson last year? Because we talk about Luka Doncic. Let's say if Luka Doncic didn't have Brunson last year, they probably wouldn't have made it to the Western Conference Finals without him. Mm-hmm. That's how good this dude was balling for them last year. If they didn't have Jalen Brunson last year, Luka and them probably went out in the first or second round. Because he was the dude that helped carry them through. It wasn't Dinwiddie. It wasn't Cleveland. It was Jalen Brunson. Without Jalen Brunson, the Dallas Mavericks last year would have not got to the Western Conference Finals. So as much as we say, well, he had Luka, no, Luka had him too. Because what he did was important for Luka. You know what I mean? Think about it. And he's a point guard, and Luka is the dominant point guard on that team. So imagine all the touches he didn't get because Luka Doncic had the ball. Because Luka Doncic is the primary triple-deck point guard who usually had the ball in his hand all the time. Imagine if Jalen Brunson, now when Jalen Brunson comes to New York, it's different. That's why his numbers went up without Luka. Because now Luka ain't got the ball in his hand all the time. Jalen Brunson can run the show the way he need to. That's why he didn't want to go back to Dallas. He wanted to be the lead point guard in the NBA, and what better place to do it come to the New York Knicks and do it. Where he's the lead point guard, he got control of the team. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he's been doing. In Dallas, he couldn't do that because you had Luka Doncic, and prior to that had J.J. Barrera and all these other cats prior to him when he got drafted. Now the man gonna come in and show him food. You're gonna be that $25 million ain't gonna be nothing when he starts balling for the Knicks. Because I believe that's how good he could be. Sometimes you can't judge these cats because they only put up 10 points in the NBA. That don't mean he can't put up 30. It all depends what the situation was. Jalen Brunson put up 16 a game with Luka Doncic, and he was a primary dominant ball handler. So imagine what he'd do without Luka Doncic. Jalen Brunson would get the Knicks 18 points a game easy. Because listen, if you don't believe me, ask the cats in the NBA. You know, ask Mikal Bridges, all these cats who say, yo, this cat got game. Ask what's my man Anthony Edwards, all these cats. Davion Mitchell was like, listen, the hardest guy for me to defend in the NBA. This Davion Mitchell, the young boy out of Sacramento. He said Jalen Brunson. His peers know he nice. His peers know he nice. Jalen Brunson going to be one of the best point guards we had in New York in a long time. Mark my word for that. You know what I mean? He going to do his thing here. So I'm excited about him, man. I think he's going to make this team much better than Kemba. Like you said, Kemba Walker, Alex Burks, none of them ain't better than him.
Facts.
Not even on that level, because he's a true point guard who know how to get down. Dad was a point guard, won a national championship, came to the NBA, went to the Western Conference Final. The man could ball. So I'm cool with him. I really am, man. I ain't got no problem with Jalen Brunson. Let's go get it. But like I said, man, it's going to be tough. The East going to be tough. You know what I mean? Everybody got better, but you know what it is sometimes with injuries and all this happens in the NBA. That's why we not picked the 60 because anything can happen. But I think this team is talented enough. We pull it all together and the pieces work. I think this is going to be a really good team. I think they could be a good team. You know what I mean? Like I said, you just never know. You just never know what happens, man. And look, Atlanta, the year that Atlanta won that thing. Think about the team they had when Trae Young and went to the Western Conference Final, Eastern Conference Final. Trae Young, Herter, John Collins. I mean, they ain't no household superstar, and Trae Young got them cats that far. So anything is possible when you got a good team. I mean, shit, Jimmy Butler taking the Miami Heat, and they ain't that good to me. Not offense wise. Bam Adebayo, he all right. PJ Tucker wasn't an offense threat. Kyle Lowry he wasn't an offense threat. That's why they got bounced. Look at Duncan Robinson, they didn't even do nothing. So Knicks could beat a team like that because they got. I think other than Jimmy Butler. That's you watch Jimmy Butler and Randall out together. I think Artie is as good as anybody in that starting lineup. Anybody. And I think that's why they fell last year, Miami, because they didn't have enough offense. Defensive, they were good, but when they ran into a team like Baltimore, got a defense like theirs, couldn't do nothing. I just think the Knicks got some good talent there offense. While Artie can get you 20, Randall can get you 20. I think Brunson can get you 20, and if Grimes hot, he can get you 17 just shooting the three ball. You know what I mean, or whatever. So I think they got a good team, man. Don't sleep on the Knicks, man. I know we don't like to give our flowers to our team because we've been through so much, but I really like what they put together down there. I like what the Knicks put together this offseason, and they come back healthy, they'll be all right. Shot Powell, KJ. I think they make a difference.
Yeah, one more move. That's all I'm waiting for. Just one more move. Let's look.
Mm-hmm.
One more move, man.
Donovan Mitchell.
I wouldn't even mind having him here, but if they probably want IQ, OB, Reddish, 4 unprotected picks. I don't know if I'm doing all that for.
I think they more want the picks. I think Danny Ainge really want the picks. Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to fuck with no salary, but hey, Donovan Mitchell, boy, that's a tough customer right there. But yeah, I get it though. Hey, but the good thing about it, a lot of picks we got, and they wasn't ours no way. That's how they were.
I mean, let's be realistic about it.
They ain't our picks. We can still keep our pick every year from here to 2000, whatever, and we got what 11 first rounds for the next 7 years.
Yeah,
the Knicks can give up four first rounds, still got their pick every year. So you know what I mean. So KJ, your mic.
Sorry about that. Also, don't forget that our farm system is finally being built up.
That's another good. Yes.
And what they're doing with this G League team down in the Westchester team, I'm sorry, not G League, Westchester team.
Right, Westchester.
They're building this team up. So if someone was to jump off from there, we just replace them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the person has to be better than the person that's in front of them. But the way they're building this team up, they're developing these young guys right now to become great NBA players. And I love what they're doing with this team. So, again, it's competition. Some of these guys that might not be here, like a Grimes, a McBride, or IQ in a couple of years, because we got a Kills now. We got a Montero. We got a Brooks down there. We have guys in that G League, Westchester League that potentially one day is going to help an NBA team. If not the Knicks, someone help somebody else out. So, which one of them are going to be better than the next person we have on this team? So it's like an ongoing. It's a closed door, open door, closed door, open door, closed door cycle. So I just think the Knicks got a good G League system too.
I'm gonna ask a question to KJ, then I'm gonna go to the chat and we can get them out of here. Knicks playoff team, Shop Powers.
Playoff, yes. I think we can with the emergence of Brunson and hopefully the move of Evan Fournier to give us a little bit more flexibility in that 10-man rotation. I believe we can we're going to be upwards of more than I think we'll be from 46 to almost 50 wins this year. I think this guy is going to put people into their place. So I may have to eat some crow and stuff like that, but I believe with Brunson on this team, we are a better team moving forward, a younger team moving forward, and I believe that we'll make a playoff run this year.
KJ, what do you think? You do playoff team?
Man, I'm going over 1,000%, and here's my reason why, real quick. To me, we were the Boston Celtics. We were better than the Boston Celtics. Way better than them. To me, we matched up well with that team. That should have been us in that Eastern Conference Finals.
Facts.
And the reason, and I know the reason we've been saying it all year. The reason why we didn't have all of our pieces together. We started getting right at the end of the year when it was over. But to me, we should be there. That's how I want to say.
Yeah, Mayfall say yes. For me, I think the Knicks. I know they're a playoff team. I'm gonna tell you why. Brunson acquisition for me is one of the main reasons. You brought back just about everybody who was young. We thought they was gonna do Shaw Powell. They got rid of Kemba Walker. They got rid of Nerlens Noel. They got rid of Alex Burks. We've been talking about that the whole season. Am I right or wrong? So they kind of did what we thought they were gonna do. And so now it was either Fournier or Derrick Rose. I think that you made this. Now you brought in Jalen Brunson. You're gonna get Mitch a full year and not coming off a 9-month hire because he broke his foot. And look at what he was starting to do at the end of the year last year. The man coming to training camp, he should be in shape. No conditioning should be fine. He's been working on the free throws all season long. I think he's gonna have a big impact on the thing. Julius Randle, I think he got a redemption year. He just got the bag. Julius Randle, he just got the bag last year. So and I don't know whether it may be if he's still here. I think he'll have a better year than last year. I think RJ year will be better than last year because I really believe RJ Barrett's gonna be on All-Star level this year. I just think that he's gonna go there. So I think the Jalen Brunson acquisition was huge for the Knicks at that point guard spot compared to any other thing. And I think that once they solidify that 2-guard spot, knowing that you got Derrick Rose if he's still here, if not Quentin Grimes, Quickly, Obi, Jericho Sims, Harkenstein, Cam Reddish. You got some young energy down there. And listen, Quickly can shoot the 3. Grimes can shoot the 3. You know what I mean? Derrick Rose had he was a better shooter percentage 3 for the Knicks last year and the year before. He could shoot the 3 pretty decent. So I do think we add a couple of more pieces here and there. I think we could go. I think Cam Reddish on the contract year, knowing that if he need to go get money, he's gonna have to show and prove this year. So he in a contract year. I think he's gonna step his game up this year because he want to be able to give some money. He don't want to be like Kevin Knox getting a $6 million contract. He want to be able to get him 10, 15, 20 million somewhere down the line if he's supposed to be that good. I think, having all these guys locked in, knowing they're going to be here, I think that just takes the pressure off them going into the playoffs. Going into the regular season. So I got the Knicks going to the playoffs for sure. I think they're going to be a better team, more defense-minded team as well. I think they got some good talent down there. Like I said, RJ Barrett, second year in the league, took the Knicks to the playoffs with Julius Randle. You can't ever state that enough. Ain't too many dudes coming in the league in his rookie year. The next year later, he in the playoffs. He literally helped take the Knicks to the 41-win season into the first round of the playoffs in his second year. You know what I mean? And then his third year, he averaged 20, and I think he's going to be better once his percentage. I think he's going to be a big difference maker this year. So I'm excited about it, man. I think we're going to make it happen. It's going to be tough, man. The East is going to be tough. I don't see Brooklyn being there that much. I think they're going to fall off. Like I said earlier, top 5 offhand for me is Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, Miami. Who am I missing there? That's creme de la creme. Toronto, you got to put Toronto there. They're going to be interesting. They had a pretty good year. Cleveland, forgot about Cleveland. They retooling. So yeah, it's going to be tough to get there, but I think we can get there because I think Cleveland they had a good offseason as well. I think they bring Ricky Rubio back to help them along the way. So they were there. All the people they do with Colin Sexton, who knows? But they're gonna be pretty. They're gonna be pretty tough. Now the Bulls got to show me where they're gonna be good on our defense end. But they went and picked up somebody to play defense in the middle, if I'm not mistaken. So that might help them out as well. It's gonna be a tough race, man. It's gonna be a dogfight in the East, man. It's gonna be some fun basketball this year. But I think the Knicks up for it. We built for it. Let's go ahead and see if we get it popping though, for real. But yo, man, salute to the chat. We're gonna get up out of here. Cause I know the brother. We gotta get on our grind tomorrow.
I am off.
Yeah,
I'm off.
Okay.
I got another couple of days left. I am off.
And KJ, he like his own boss in a sense. So
yeah, man. Still got to get on that grind, though, man. You know how it is. That's for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, it's been fun, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. Summer League, man. Watch the Knicks game and I check out for the notifications and all that. Me and Sean, and we hit y'all up, man. Make sure I hit that like button at the door. Don't cost you nothing. But yeah, I'm excited about the Knicks, man. Orange and blue. That's what we do. We just got to go in there and show and prove, man, and let the chips fall where they may. But I think it's going to be a competitive team. I think they're going to be a real fighting team, man. And I think we're going to show and prove to a lot of cats. We're going to prove some people wrong, and we're going to make it happen. So till then, Shaw Powers, KJ, and Benson, chat is where it's at. Peace to everybody in the chat. You already know Nick P, May 4th, Elton, Johnny Davis, everybody. Salute the whole chat, man. Allah wise, peace to the God, Hall of Fame.
Peace.
Boy, salute to you. Everybody, man. Y'all have a safe weekend, man, and enjoy some Knicks basketball tomorrow night. Y'all just check out for the notification bell. You know we dwell. We get on it, man. We'll be up in here. But y'all have a good night, my brothers. Real talk, man. I see y'all guys on the flip side and everything. Knicks Real Talk. We out, man. Your peace. Salute to the chat. Peace.
Let's get it.
Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talks the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the clip. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. The entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. Let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, hit the link, Anthony Mace. We drink the logo when there's hairspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's any Jacksons on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like stars divine on Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.